boy MacMaal back with another reaction. Make sure y'all smash the sub, and remember, it don't cost you nothing to push your button. Yo, what's good? It's your boy MacMaal back with another one. We live on Mondays. Y'all know how we do it. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like so y'all can help my stuff get in the algorithm. Make sure y'all hit the sub. Make sure y'all leave a comment, whether it be negative or positive. We want to hear all the feedback. And first, I want to give a shout out to my guests on the panel. I'm gonna let everybody start introducing themselves. We're gonna go with Miss K. Start it off, introduce yourself, and we're gonna go down.
She
Okay, where Miss K go?
I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll just start with Vita. We'll start with Vita. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Lavita Jones. I'm a confidence coach, and I help you go from basic to baddie in business and in life, so you could build unshakable confidence and excel across the runway of life. I don't know. I ain't put my email yet, but I'll put my email in the chat at the end. Welcome, everybody.
So, Miss Vita.
What up, Miss Vita?
Hey.
Oh, I skipped Red Pill. Go ahead, Red Pill.
All right, what up, man? It's your main man, Red Pill Crip, Kansas City, Missouri. I do content. Check me out, TikTok, YouTube, podcasting. I just spit the real, man. And if you want to hear it in a cripply fashion, tap in.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Va.
Yo, I'm Big Bob, formerly of Chicago. Let's Talk About the Shy podcast, content creator. That's your boy Heathen this past weekend, but we're here about to talk some real stuff tonight.
Okay, go ahead. It's on you, Drea, Sonny.
Oh, my bad. Hey y'all,
Sure,
what's
what's
going
up,
on? I already know, because you already know I'm here for the comments. I go by Sunny. Yeah, look, I don't want to be found nowhere. I'm just, here to entertain, give y'all something to think about.
You
We
did.
feel that.
Go ahead,
What's going
Phoebe.
on, y'all? Oh, my bad.
Go ahead.
Ladies first, go
Hi,
ahead, people.
Phoebe. I'm new to this, even though it's like my third or fourth time, but I'm trying to get the hang of everything. Instagram, Coco Cherry 69. There you go.
She
Hello.
ain't gonna answer the DM, but it's all good.
I'm sorry, JB. I'm gonna
She ain't
get
gonna
to
answer
it.
the
I'm
DM.
sorry. I'm sorry.
What's going on, y'all? This is JB Reacts. Georgia boy, I'm on YouTube at JB Reacts. If you want to get on my panel, email me at jaboutthebusiness, and I appreciate McMahon for allowing me to be on the panel.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
So
Y'all make sure y'all tune in on Saturdays too at 7:30 Eastern time. I be on JB panel every Saturday at
Yes, sir.
7:30 p.m. on YouTube. So y'all check his page out, JB Reacts. I'm trying to get on my boy Red Pill, so I'm waiting on my invite. You know what
I
I'm
got
saying?
you. I
It's
got
all
you, brother.
good. It's always a treat when players meet. So
Yeah,
how was y'all
Yes,
weekend,
sir.
man? How y'all doing, man? Let's hear it. What's going on?
I'm
Because
trying
this
to sober up.
conversation about to get deep,
me
man.
too.
So tell me
I'm
what kind
trying to
of
sober
what
up.
kind of
I've been
motion
drinking
y'all
since
feeling.
Wednesday night, so I'm trying to sober up. I'm operating off of 3 hours of sleep the whole 5 days. Yeah, I'm just trying to maintain right now.
Sound like you had a good time.
I was.
Make sure your bottle's
I did.
hydrated now.
I saw you posting the pictures
Yeah,
and
with no
shit.
shirt on and stuff.
Right.
You came in the chat hot.
Ready to
Amazing. Well,
yeah.
shit, man. We gonna get right into it, man. So obviously, we all from Chicago, with the exception of JB and Red Pill. So obviously, y'all heard about the tragedy that happened a couple days ago. So I want to play this clip, and then we gonna talk about this situation.
So it was Black Yacht Weekend in Chicago, Illinois. If you don't know what Black Yacht Weekend is, like this big event that they have from Thursday to Sunday. They host like day parties, evening parties, boat parties. Different people rent out boats and they be on the water. It just be a whole vibe. It's like Chicago's own floating festival. However, what was supposed to be fun did not end so fun. So if y'all don't know what's going on, let me put y'all on. Do y'all remember Kanika Jenkins, the one that had passed away in the hotel? Then nobody knew what really happened to her. Say she walked inside a cooler and basically froze to death. Do y'all remember her? Her best friend Zaria Wall, she was on this boat doing Black Y'all Weekend in Chicago, and she was on it with a group of friends, and apparently they was having fun. I don't really know exactly what happened, but she ends up falling off the boat. And allegedly, people were saying that she was twerking, and then she fell over into the water, and then she drowned. But y'all, I'm not even understanding why they renting out boats without having their own lifeguard on that boat. Why they renting out boats without giving these people life jackets? Nobody on the boat had a fucking life jacket on. And I seen a video with this lady, her name Lolly. I love her to death. She from Louisiana, but she stay in Chicago now. She had made a video basically letting people know, because everybody was talking about coming down to Chicago for Black Yacht Weekend. So she was letting the girlies know, like, hey, if y'all planning on getting on these boats and y'all planning on drinking, don't jump boat to boat. And also, make sure y'all put on a life jacket. The people from Chicago was in her comments eating her the fuck alive. Like, you're not from Chicago. Who is you to say anything? She was saying it to prevent shit like this happening. See, a hard head gonna always make a soft ass, and I'm not talking about Zaria. Zaria probably never even saw Lolly video, but I'm just saying people was in her comments talking down, talking mad crazy, like you're not even from Chicago, so you can't even speak up. You ain't gotta be from Chicago to let a motherfucker know to be safe, bro. But I'm sending my condolences over to Zaria Wall's family, and rest in peace, baby girl. I'm so sorry that this happened to you. This shit is heartbreaking to me because we consistently seeing this. I just seen a video with a little girl that I could not get on here and speak about because I was just too emotional about it. Every time I would literally see a video about the situation with that little girl, a mother losing her child, and she couldn't even. And she just fucked me up so bad because my son loved water. So now I know, like, and I tell anybody, like, I really don't even like nobody taking my son to a fucking water park without me. I be wanting to go because I'm gonna watch. Ain't nobody gonna watch your kid like you gonna watch your kid. I don't care what nobody say. But I just pray for everybody. I need for everybody to start being more safe. I don't give a damn if you can swim. Put a life jacket on before getting on the goddamn boat. Y'all making me so scared. I don't even want to get on another boat. And I got on the boat in Miami with my brother, and we had a good time. Nothing bad happened, thank God. But I'm not getting on no more boat.
Good.
So
I'm
we
on the
got
thing. What's up?
we got Black Yacht Weekend, man. So tell
Oh
me, how do
shit.
y'all feel about this situation, man?
You know what?
It's very unfortunate.
I'm gonna
I
go
feel like a
last
lot of
because
black
this
people.
hits. I'm gonna go last because this hits me on very personally on two different fronts. So I'm gonna go last.
I feel like a lot of black people need to stay off the water.
Yeah.
Especially if they can't swim. I feel like it's like a culture out there of that turn up culture with getting yachts and shit. But you only need to be on the water if you actually are trained to swim. I don't think you need to just be on boats and just off in the water and your ass could possibly drown. I'm gonna just be honest. It's a tragedy for sure, but I feel like a lot of black people need to probably stay out of the water if they can't swim.
I feel like when they get ready to rip these boats out and these shots out, in their contract, you know how you go to some places, amusement parks or what have you, or if you do excursions, they have you sign that disclosure saying that you're not going to hold them responsible for a lot of things. I feel like
Hmm.
they should have it included in there when you're renting these out, that it has to be someone that knows how to swim. I don't know how they can do that, but to me, that just seems a bit ridiculous that you would have 7 to 8 people on a boat and nobody knows how to fucking swim. And
Yeah.
it's life jackets on the boat, but you want to be. And I'm not saying anything about this young lady who passed away, but my thing is because I have friends that have boats and I've been on them. I put my life jacket on and I sit my ass down because I know I don't know how to swim. I'm not doing the most. But my thing is that if it's life jackets on the boat, put them on. And if you don't know how to swim, sit down. But why would you get on this boat and you don't? It's nobody on here that know how to swim. So you fall in the water and everybody just standing there looking at you drown because they scared to get in because they don't know how to swim. That just it don't. I don't
Yeah, I
understand it.
heard the situation I heard they was on the boat, and the boat was, I guess, speeding and she fell off the boat. So I'll say this. I had a boat before, right? And I took it out on the water and the fucking police went and pulled my ass over and made me park my shit because there's rules and regulations that come with having a boat, and I didn't know because I never had a boat. I just bought the motherfucker and I took it out on the water and I was out there flying around and shit, and they pulled my ass over like, man, wait, they asked me, they say I had to have a life vest on the boat for each person on the boat.
Facts.
I had to
Oh,
have some type of license to because like I didn't know this, and this is crazy. The water has one ways just like the streets. Like certain parts of the water, you can't go back and forth. We
yeah,
thinking it's just water, we can do what we want to do. It's
yeah.
not like that. And I didn't know. right? On top of that, you got to have flare guns and all. These are regulations that you got to
Yep.
have, and I didn't have none of that shit. And the police, he followed my ass, he straight to the motherfucking shore and made me pull that motherfucker out the water. Second thing is, I would say that you shouldn't be on the boat drinking without a life vest on. And I know a lot of people say, as she talked about, she said, you know, you on a boat with people that can't swim. I'll tell you this because I fish and I be on the water. At some point in that water, when the fucking winds are as high as they is, I don't give a damn if you can swim or not. If you're not a fish, you gonna die. And it's just
Mm-hmm.
that simple.
Mm-hmm.
Swimming don't do shit when them waves and that current. And see, Lake Michigan is damn near ocean. That's not like a typical lake. That's a big ass body of water. And so it acts just like oceans. Them currents will take your ass under
Let me ask you this
fast.
too.
You see what I'm saying? And
Let me
so
ask
what
you.
I would say, the reason why I didn't go because I knew something was gonna happen. I just knew it. When you get a
Yeah.
bunch of black people drinking together and every motherfucker drunk and having a good time and females looking at the niggas with the money and niggas looking at ass, nobody's thinking about safety. Nobody.
Yeah,
Because
Right.
nobody,
why gotta
us
be
as a
about
culture, we
rainbow
think
light?
that this could not happen to us. That's how
Yeah.
we think. And so
That's
we a
true.
lot of times we're careless when we doing certain things. And my
Yeah.
advice is to this, right? Just if people gonna put their life in danger, because being on the boat out in the water is putting your life in danger to a certain degree. I don't know if people realize that or not, but it
Thanks.
is. Your first priority should be your safety.
Mm-hmm.
Wear a fucking life vest. I know you want to be cute. Everybody want to show their jewelry. The females want to show they brand new titties. I get it. Put
Yeah.
on a
Mhm.
life vest. Your safety supposed to come first, and I'm gonna hand it over.
Oh,
Bro,
the thing about a life vest, it has to be properly fitted too. So if nobody knows that, they could have had it on and still drowned. I felt like I was drowning with a life vest on before.
I wouldn't
But
say that because if you got on a life vest, whether it's too big or not, it's still gonna keep you above water
I
if you
was
hold on to that
No,
drowning.
no, no, no,
motherfucker.
I
no,
was
no,
You
no, no, no,
probably
no.
panicked.
No, 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 no,
I was
no. Jamal, I just
drowning.
saw a video of a guy who ran off. I don't know if you guys, I just seen it today. He had a vest on. He ran his ass off the he jumped in and the shit came off of him and his friends stood there and laughed because they thought the shit was funny. He had a vest on, but he did not have it secured on him properly.
Right, right.
They
That's what I'm saying.
were
If it comes off,
right.
then yeah, your ass in
yeah,
trouble. But if you got
You
it
gotta put
on,
it
if
on
it's
right,
tied on you, you're not gonna go underwater
So I
unless
got
you
right.
to
panic.
right,
insert a video I
the
can
right
add to
way.
the feed that shows proof of me drowning with a life vest on. Okay.
Well, I don't think that was a
That's
life
crazy.
vest. You probably had a
A
designer
weight.
vest
You
on.
had a weighted vest on. You had the
Yeah.
wrong
Right,
vest on.
Now
right, right.
you
Cause
can't find
now
out a
don't get
life
me
vest.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. With a vest on, a vest will not keep you from drowning if you're panicking. You have to literally relax and let go. That's the only way a vest gonna work. If you doing all this shit, it's not gonna work. You have to literally stop what you're doing, remain calm, and let your body float. Otherwise, it's
Now
not gonna happen.
Right.
that may be true. I might have been panicking, but
Right.
coming from someone that doesn't, I know how to swim just enough. I just learned
Nah,
how to float last
you
year,
seem like
but
you
for me
seem
to
like
be
you the
like,
type that's gonna panic.
huh?
Yeah,
I said you
I
seem like the type that's
seen.
That's
gonna panic.
possible.
So I talked to
I just learned how to float though last year, so I'm getting at ease with it.
I talked to some people that was down there that had boats, right? So what they did is because I've been to one of those before, but I went to one where the white folks at. I didn't go to the downtown with the black people. So they come together and they tied all their boats together, and people just jump boat to boat. People that I've talked to that was there that had boats tied up, they said that the wind was moving them boats towards the rocks. They was damn near smacking the rocks. So
Hmm.
my thing is, why didn't the city shut this shit down if they knew
No,
that these winds was gonna be too high to have your
Crazy.
ass out
Well,
there?
no,
It
they
seemed
well,
like
did,
they
but
well,
wanted some shit to happen.
they
And
did
then I
it, but
saw a
people were
video the
doing it
other
anyway.
couple hours earlier. Did y'all see that they had a dude in his boat? He flying in that motherfucker. Didn't
Yes,
nothing
yes,
happen, but he was just, you feel me?
yeah,
Yeah.
this is a black
Man,
event.
Yeah, it
I
happens
know.
yes,
every year.
They was
yes.
trying to knock some of y'all out. They was trying to knock some of y'all off out there.
Man.
That's why they
That's what I
intervened.
think.
I
Yeah,
think
they
it's
truly
arrogant.
was.
They
it's
created the
arrogant
rules.
to try to go to a different boat when you know you can't swim. Just stay on the boat you got. Like whatever boat you assigned to. What is you getting over here for? They might got Hennessy over here, and they got
Uh,
you know
But
tequila over here. But why is you going
but
from boat to boat? What's the point of
why,
that? I don't
Well,
that's what
it's
I'm
understand.
like
saying.
it's
no,
It
like
be
a
it's
so
big
a
party,
risky.
so
party.
all the boats tied together. They not
Party.
moving. They
Yeah.
just tied together, and people just
Okay.
they migrate around. They mingle and shit like that on each other's boat and shit. But then you have a certain group of people who wants to ride, and they be flying through the waters and shit. And a lot of these people don't even know how to ride boats.
That's what
Like
Right.
I'm
they
saying.
just out there on the motherfuckers.
We'll jump in some shit and we'll just start doing shit just because everybody else doing it and we not
Facts.
properly trained. And then that's when the motherfuckers start dying and it's just, bro. Yeah, I feel like people need to just quit trying to follow the trends of what's fun and
Yeah.
just go by the book, man.
Stay in your lane, man.
Just
Cause
stay in your
that's
lane, man. All that
crazy.
water shit.
Who said? I mean, we can have fun on boats and yachts and stuff. Like I've had
Yeah,
great times, but it's all about like who you with and being responsible and stuff like that. You want to get out there and act childish, yeah, you gonna risk your life for it at the end of the day. Like that's
Well,
mindset. That's people.
they said that she was twerking while the boat was moving, though. That's how she fell
that's
off.
all.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
and they
That's
probably
right.
saw
And
that
then
from a
you
City Girl
drink and
video.
stuff too. So like if you know you can't swim or you know it's getting a little wobbly, so I'm gonna sit my ass down.
Yeah, but you got to think though. People don't really. I mean, let's think of how serious this is. This woman lost her life. This is a fucking
Yeah.
tragedy. People don't think to that extent when they out having fun. They don't
Mhm.
think
They,
that shit like this can happen. So everybody out there, they just think, oh, we in the water, we good. I got men around me. You know what I'm saying? I'll be safe. Like the average woman, like I can guarantee you that 99% of the people that was out there wasn't thinking about safety. Men
Uh-uh.
and women.
Yeah,
Yeah,
facts.
both.
Everybody out there trying to have a good time. Ain't nobody thinking about, oh, well, this can happen, this might happen. Motherfuckers like, oh, especially, and I can guarantee you that boat that they posted flying and shit. I bet everybody saw that and was like, damn, they doing their thing. They was probably
Yep.
cheering that shit on.
Yep.
But now it's a tragedy, and now people looking back like, damn, that's crazy. You shouldn't have been doing that shit.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
I
that's
know
real.
not in Virginia.
Uh,
In Virginia, them
First and
people shit.
foremost, my
Oh,
condolences
oh, Vita.
to.
Oh, Vita was talking. My bad.
Oh,
Oh,
well, I'm
wait,
gonna just
Vita.
say this real quick. In Virginia, we are huge on boating, yachting, but
Hey,
you
your
have
mic kind
to.
of low too.
It
Yeah,
Oh,
your
is.
my
mic kind
mic
of low,
low.
Vita.
Hold on.
Let me see.
In Virginia, we
There you go.
boating and yachting. We do a lot of boating and yachting. It's like a way of life. But I just say, just like when you get on an airplane, they give you education. You
Yep.
have to understand what happens in the event of an emergency. You know, if you're not gonna have a life vest on, you know where to get it and how to properly put it on. They telling you the route of the water and how to evacuate if a fire or accident or anything. And it's always a captain and a co-captain, which is responsible for everybody's life. So I knew that nobody was getting this education. And then like the wind knots, like Jamal said, the currents. I don't care if you can swim, it will swallow you down. It will just it's like a suction when you fall into water with high knots and wind knots. Like the current will just take you under so fast, and anybody trying to get you will get took under too. So and then alcohol and motion don't mix on water with all these. So it was too much disaster just waiting to happen. And yet it was just no education before people went out there. So that's why I said like land versus water is so night and day different that all it takes is a split hair second and shit can happen. So like but in Virginia you have to because it's such a way of life, you have to be educated. So it's no such thing as getting on no boat unless it's a private yacht and you just don't have education.
Well,
So
most of them don't though, because I think if I'm not mistaken, it might be 35, but I want to say a 50-foot boat. Anything over that size boat, you need a captain's license. I think
Yeah,
it's a
facts.
50. I think it's a 50-foot, but I want to say 35. I'm not really sure
I think
because
it's
I
40. It's 40. It's 40.
40. Okay, because
Yeah.
I had my boat was I think it was like 25 feet or something. It was a 9-passenger speedboat. So it
Yeah.
wasn't that big. So I didn't, I just, I just took the motherfucker out on the water. I didn't have, and I'm thinking like, if I did it, who else gonna
Yeah.
do it? I literally
Right.
was in the water. That was my first time ever having a boat. That was my first time ever driving a boat. I had never been
One.
in control of a boat before, and I'm out in that motherfucker just flying around. I damn near dug up some dirt and shit. I went the wrong way, and my propeller dug in the mud and was kicking mud and shit up because I don't know where the
Yeah,
fuck I'm going. I'm just riding.
yeah. So I said I wanted to go last because I do got a lot to say on this. Because gotta let me cook here for a little bit.
Yeah, I
First of
know
all,
about your situation. I want to hear about that too.
my condolences go out to that family, the lady that lost her life, and the family. Our prayers are with you first and foremost. And the perspective I'm gonna sit here and bring it up from is personally a few years ago, and being Chicago firefighter first responder. And I'm pretty sure if I wasn't on vacation or furlough, I would probably have responded to that call. According to the day it happened. Okay. So let me get that out the way first. Um, Number one, when a lady kind of went, I'm gonna go back to the lady on TikTok. Uh, I think she really did that for clout because you could have led with your condolences first and then went off into the specifics of how everything happened. So I kind of think that was insensitive on her part. First, I gotta get that part out. Secondly, it's the social dynamic where I'm seeing and observing people will die for clout. Like, you don't know how to swim. You ain't never been on no boat before. You don't want to wear, you don't want to wear no life vest, but you got to get out here on the boat and get your pics for the gram. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of it too. So I acknowledge what Phoebe said when it came to, if you don't know how to swim, put a life vest on. You know what I'm saying? And what B was speaking on is, and I've been in that water, that undercurrent is a mofo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like quicksand. Like, whereas if you're not relaxed or in your right frame of mind, or you panic, things can go left real quick, even as an
Mhm.
experienced swimmer.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of components that goes into that. And back to what Jamal said about him having a boat and kind of learning the rules and regulations that go along with that. I know it because of my occupation. That's the only reason I know about most of this stuff. But all in all, people got to stop. People got to know their limitations. Like, if you can't swim, keep your ass out the water. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if you got to do it for the gram and stuff like that, put a life vest on. Cause let me take the boats out. Let's take the yachts out for a second. People will go to pool parties just to put on good looking swimwear just to get noticed and don't get in the water at all.
Bruh, that's crazy.
Yeah, facts.
And I'm like, what's the? I told her this came from where I was at on vacation. I seen this shit religiously. I'm like, what the fuck is you even out here for? You know what I'm saying? Takes
That
away
is
from the whole.
true.
It's like you want to get your pics for the gram and shit, man. It's like, nah,
Yeah.
get out of that mindset of doing the trendy stuff. Like, you see people putting up being on the yacht and stuff, and it look good. Not gonna say it, but if it's more important than your L, then I can't sit here and judge. You know what I'm saying? I can't even sit here and critique you.
Yeah.
But for me, I care more about my L than the approval or acceptance of anybody else publicly. That's just where I'm coming from.
Well, I want to
Agreed.
I
say
would.
this. There's nothing wrong with people having a good time. I just want people to really, really focus on the safety rather than having a good time, because
Yeah.
one wrong decision, it only take a second before she fell off in the water, she was alive. So it only
Nah.
take a second for some bad shit to happen. You know what I'm saying? So when you have a good time, or you put your, this is why people like always ask me why I don't go outside, because I know when you mix black people and alcohol, right?
Yeah.
Especially a lot of black people,
Yeah,
Mhm.
something is bound to go wrong. And I hate that for our people, but this is why I stay the fuck out the way. This is why you don't see me outside in all the events. I find my own little private shit and I do that, because when people got alcohol in them, then you mix it with heat. And then for some
Crazy.
reason, our people got this chip on their shoulder where, it's always petty shit that turn into a lot of shit for some reason.
I
yeah.
have a great time fucked
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
Man,
said
but
what?
I said I have a great time fucked up.
no,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
not.
A
He's
lot of
not
us
saying
do.
you
Most.
can't do it. It's just it's the concoction. It's the circumstance. It's the combination of all the above. Like you get drunk, and here's another component too within our culture. Like we joke a lot and stuff like that, and let's take the water out of it. If we go somewhere and we see somebody slip and fall, we'll kind of laugh first and think it's all a joke. It's a good laugh at first, right?
Yeah,
And it's the same concept. It's like you see somebody fall off the boat and everybody been drinking and stuff like that.
it's funny at first.
You start laughing first
Yeah.
until you
Yeah.
realize, until shit get real. Then you're like, oh shit. And that,
Right.
that's like a bad combination. And it's like, you know what? Nah, let me think about my safety first. Like if I put this life vest on first, even if I do slip off and fall off this boat, I'll get laughed at, but I'm gonna live. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
And,
People
and
gotta be
see,
more aware.
you
I
know
want
what's
to
the
I
add
crazy
just
something.
part? The crazy part about it is, right, when you on a boat, and you doing a certain so I looked at it from this scenario, right? So say if the current was moving west and they was going east, right?
Uh-huh.
Just say they was speeding east and the current is going against them, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the time they able to stop the boat and either turn around or jump in to save her, the current then took her ass away already.
Yeah.
You
Right,
see
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
right.
So yeah, they can't swim through that shit. So there's no way
They're
that
gonna
they
die
can catch
too.
her. There's
So
no
Yeah.
way.
so so I mean, what you're saying is more rougher if it's going in the same direction, Jamal, because if the boat is going in the same direction as the current, they're going to fall back and they're going to probably eventually drift to you. But if they can't swim, they're going to be frantic and eventually sink. But if somebody is an experienced swimmer and they got to swim back for it, they're going to have to swim against the current. And the boat is going to have to kind of turn around and go against the current to get back, which cuts it to that time. Now, that's the current part. Now, when you factor in the undercurrent is suck you underneath first. And that's always the tricky one because at that point, you could pop up anywhere. And I'm only
Yeah.
saying this because a few years ago, I lost a real good friend I knew at the cigar lounge in Tampa. And I was in the water for 45 minutes looking for me. God rest his soul, he didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? But it was a similar situation, man. And I can attest to a lot of this stuff, And the crazy part was without any scuba equipment or first responder equipment, I couldn't see anything because this was at night when he fell off. You know what I'm saying? In a marina.
Damn.
And he popped up and he was right under the boat. And I know I went up under the boat, but he popped up. He was like right up under the boat is where they found him, man. And it was like, I still beat myself up to this day because I was like, how close was I? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's not a really good feeling or burden to carry on you, when people are just looking to do shit for the ambiance or, for clout and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm not going to say I despise it, but I have my reservations when people have that train of thought.
Levi, when you started talking, I forgot. Well, I won't say I forgot, but it didn't cross my mind about your line of work.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say his name, but I don't know how this stuff really plays out. But my real estate agent that I was working with when I bought my house, he was a firefighter, right? And he passed away a few years ago. He was on Lake Michigan with his family,
Yeah, he was the
and,
captain. He was a captain, right?
and
I know
he
you're talking about. I know you're talking about. Yeah, and that was at night.
he jumped out to save someone and saved them, and he drowned.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
like what? But
yeah.
when Jamal was like, it really doesn't matter if you know how to swim, I was thinking about that. Okay, but then when you started talking, I'm like, dang, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say his name, but you say you know who I'm talking about.
I know exactly who you're talking about. So
My real estate agent. My real
yeah.
estate agent. I was like, you selling houses and you out there fighting fires too. But yeah, that was what, about 2 years ago?
No, that was
Two,
longer than that. That was
it was
about
longer than that?
3-4 years
I,
ago. Yeah, it was three,
okay,
4 years
so
ago.
I've had my house for like 6. So yeah, that
Yeah.
kind of threw me off. Like, you know how to swim, but like you said, that currents, I don't know about all of that. You say that undercurrent, I'm sure, like you said, if he's a captain, he's knowledgeable of all of that. But when you get in there, other
Oh
shit will
no.
happen.
Yes, it's a lot of different components that go into it. Time of day. What people don't realize even about the water is that um, your body, 75 degrees can put you in hypothermia if you're in there long enough. The water
Mm,
set at 75 degrees can put you in hypothermia.
mm,
So,
And that's
crazy.
Yeah.
crazy because I got two homies. These my son friends. They if y'all I don't know if y'all remember that, but they was coming from the club out south, that big ass club, and they drove into the goddamn river.
Oh Lord.
You
I
okay.
know,
remember that.
the boat trail has a street too. But when
Yeah.
you get to the water, it's supposed to be a chain there after hours to keep you from going in there. The chain
Hmm.
wasn't on there, and they high, drunk, just riding with in this dark, and they don't know they driving down the boat trail. They think they
Goddamn.
think they lost and driving up a street. The motherfuckers drove right into the goddamn river.
Yeah.
And then the crazy part, one of them got out, two of them passed away. Now they
Dang.
drove in the motherfucking river, but they found they body. It took them like I think it took them like 3 days to find that boy. He was wrapped up in some goddamn seaweed at the bottom of
Yeah.
the lake.
I remember
Yeah.
that story.
Yeah. I got stories about Lake Michigan that I can't say on here on YouTube or nothing like that, but I'm gonna keep it that's gonna be G14 classified for another
Yeah,
Yeah,
day.
they taught me that at an early age with that seaweed. I've been scared since.
That shit ain't no joke.
That's
Well, shit,
crazy.
I'm gonna play this next clip, man. We gonna get a little spicy real quick, right?
Let's do it.
I'm gonna
Oh
play this
man.
next clip. We gonna get spicy. Here we
spicy.
go. Now y'all know Charleston White about to cut up.
Wait, this real, this not AI. This not
Oh
AI.
yeah,
No,
This
that's
real.
real.
that's a
That's real.
celebrity
That's
boxing
real.
match.
That's
Why you thought that was AI? No.
that
I
Cause
did. I did.
look,
I'm like, this AI.
cause
I'm gonna
that
say
Hey,
for the record, Charleston White. If you ever see this, you need to stop talking shit to Boosie. Your ass can't fight. He gonna whoop your motherfucking ass.
especially in the streets, don't put them gloves on, nigga. Don't do that.
Hey,
Bro,
this
I think
nigga
Charles Wright
Charleston White
versus
can't fight
Boosie
worth
next.
a fuck, man.
they
that was
that's
painful to watch.
I'm
That was
telling you, dog. That nigga, hold on. That nigga did that shit for that money strictly, cause he know if he lose to that little white dude, he can still talk shit, and if he win, now he really gonna talk shit. It was a win-win for him, but to
Yeah,
get
Yeah.
beat up by somebody twice your age is insane, cause that's
insane.
crazy.
With one eye.
One eye, goddamn. Oh my god, built
That's
like,
all them goddamn drugs them island boys be doing. That's all that
bro.
lean and all motherfucker can't breathe.
These niggas be kissing each other on they OnlyFans and shit. Like they just weird to the highest capacity of weirdism.
Ooh.
Like these niggas is them. The dude Charleston White was fighting him and his brother be kissing each other and shit on they OnlyFans.
Who
Yeah,
Oh,
is that?
interesting.
I don't even,
yeah.
who is the guy?
The
The
Island
island
Boys.
boys, they
Yeah, the
twins.
twins. Yeah, twin
Oh, I
brothers.
never, I don't. Is they content creators or something?
So they came out with a song that was like the Island Boys and some gay ass, some shit, and they just got popular off of talking shit on YouTube. So him and Charleston White, they was talking shit on I don't know if y'all know who Aiden Ross is, but he's like a big popular ass streamer.
Yeah.
And so he basically put up the bread for them to get into it just to get some streams.
Yeah.
It's not unheard of because when you think about those those Paul boys, they the back way into mainstream main eventing boxing matches and stuff with the content creation and stuff like that. And they'll go through the grind and stuff. So it is a money play. I didn't even know that shit happened until I see on when I was on vacation. I'm like, man, okay, number one, these YNs can't fight for shit. Charles the White just kept giving him the same combo, but then he couldn't really do too
That
much. I'm
combo
like, you
was
can't really
ass.
so,
Terrible.
That combo
and I'm like,
steak.
but I'm gonna tell you what I really want to see if we're gonna come to this, okay? And it's gonna be unfair, but I want to see this shit because it's gone too damn far. I want to see Clarissa Shields and Remy Ma just finally get this shit over with. That's that. I'm just gonna put it out there.
Remy ain't
Go
gonna be
ahead, get
able
the ring, do what y'all do, get that shit over with. Because I'm tired of the
Man,
back and
Clarissa
forth.
is a trained
Yeah,
heavyweight boxer, bro.
yeah,
She
that
gonna
ain't.
beat the
I
shit out
know.
of
It
Remy.
ain't gonna work
I
out.
said it was unfair, but I mean, Remy talking a lot of cash money shit. I'm like, just get this shit over
That's
with.
cause Remy a pop a motherfucking ass. She
Right. Box his bullet. You hear me?
straight up.
Nah,
Fucking
but
real.
nah,
But
them I don't know. They just they creating content, bro. If you look through the internet, it's just content everywhere. I just seen a dude get 1 million likes on a post where he just walk up to people and be like, "I'm having a bad day. Let me have a hug," and like make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month from just doing that shit and open
Yeah.
yeah,
folk.
everything you do is content now. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be
Facts.
trying to tell other people, like, man, look, whatever you do, your profession, whatever you do is content. Like
Yep.
Phoebe, she work in the mortician field. You could
Hold
just
on.
go to work with a camera, goddamn it, and show motherfuckers what you do.
Yep.
And that shit'll make
That
money.
sound easy. That sound easy. I ain't trying to lose my license though. That's all right. It sound easy.
No,
I
you
Yeah.
mind
can no, you don't.
around.
What you can do is you can blur their face out. As long as you blur their face out, you can show the process.
Phoebe, what you do?
I play
Embalming
with dead
fluid.
people.
She worked
I'm
with dead
sorry.
bodies. She worked with
I'm
dead
sorry.
bodies.
I am a licensed embalmer.
That's
Yep.
I
right.
take
I
She
care
know
drank
it.
of
Jameson.
I know
I
it.
take care of stop it. I take care of dead human remains. That's what I do.
You know what, Phoebe? I'm gonna
That's
start
crazy.
using that line to certain women, man. I'm gonna like, you're a licensed bomber, huh? Like to
Yep.
suck the shit out of people, huh? I'm gonna
I
start
am
using that shit.
licensed with the state of Illinois. Yes.
That's
Yes.
There
Yes.
crazy.
you go. But you know what? I think a lot of these celebrities that start doing that, that's like they last 5 minutes of fame because Nate Robinson and somebody else had a boxing match a few years ago
They
where
knocked
he
their
got
ass
dropped
out.
and he got knocked out. He got knocked out with booty up. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
what the running back Adrian Peterson got in there, got knocked out, and he put together. I'm like, damn.
But you know
So I
the
mean,
Paul brothers can fight though. They not like the Island boys. They actually can box.
Facts.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
The
shit.
Island boys out there bullshitting. That's what they doing. They talking shit and they trying to get numbers. But the difference, you know what make the Island boys so special is because they don't care about being humiliated as long as they make some money off of it.
Yep.
Long,
They have
long,
no pride.
long as that Zelle hit the account, they good.
Yeah.
That's why they kissing each other and shit. That's
Yeah.
insane. I don't
Insane,
even
bro.
kiss my baby in the mouth.
Them niggas
Right.
is tongue kissing too. That's the
What?
it's
Oh my
wild.
No.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy.
No.
They be tweaking. They be doing
Yeah.
all kind of weird ass shit.
Yep.
And I heard a lot
That's
of females this weekend saying they want them island dudes. So I'm starting to question y'all ass.
Man, I'm cool.
Well, you know, it's a lot of clout chasing females too, so they just want to be seen around them so their pages can go up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
no comment.
Mm-mm.
Insane.
Uh,
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get into this next clip. What we have? We have 40 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna keep a good time, and we're gonna get into this next clip. Um, there we go.
He can't have a 9 to 5.
What? Why not? You don't want to have an honest job?
I mean, he could be a hustling entrepreneur.
So you want him to be you want CEO status?
Yes.
Okay, he can't
So
like,
he can't
can't
like,
clock in and clock out.
No.
Damn,
I
be
think
Simone.
Just my finances. Like the budgeting, you see how I am nitpicking every little thing. I've never been like that. We were in Bloomingdale's yesterday. I'm like, we have to go to H&M. I just don't have it like to spend the liquid.
Yeah.
The hands of time, bro.
I'm gonna let the ladies.
Father
I'm gonna let
time.
the ladies have this shit right now, man.
I want to hear what the ladies got to say about this. Well, I want to.
Was there a question in that?
Like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna,
because basically what we see as men is we see a woman with high standards and downgrade regular men, talking about she can't deal with a man with a 9 to 5, and fast forward years later, now she talking about she got to shop at Zara's and shit.
TJ Maxx and Marshalls and shit.
I love to see that.
I would say
I'm
this.
sorry. I love
I
it.
will say this. I will say this. Right? I never had that thought as far as, I don't want nobody clocking in 9 to 5. But in the beginning of my relationship, I think I was pulling in more money. Let's fast forward some years later, he's over 6 figures, right? I don't give a damn when he clock in. As long as he go and the mortgage is paid. Now, I don't know how that sounds. However he make it happen, however the fuck he make it happen, he's making it happen. You get what I'm saying? I don't understand why women feel like they're so entitled to come in with all of these expectations from a man, and they're not really bringing anything towards that. I don't quite understand that. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't.
Nobody has assessed their vagina. I would say accurately. A lot of vagina has not been assessed accurately, and they all think it's great. So they move like their vagina is just priceless, and this is all I need to bring. But it's very, very overvalued, and that's what happens. You get people like that. I need to get the top value, and I can't deal with an average dude. And Kevin Samuels used to always check that shit. He'd be like, "What do you mean settle? You're not settling. You're getting somebody on your level." It would be an overweight, foreign-to-face woman talking about, "Do I have to settle too, Kevin?" Settle. Your standard should be a pulse and a haircut. That's it. That's all you get. I don't know what's wrong with these women, boy. They be tripping.
A pulse and a haircut is crazy.
I'm for real. I'm rounding up.
Haircut is crazy.
That's it.
I can attest to that. I can say that women definitely overvalue themselves, and this is the whole reason why the passport bros is a thing. Because if women base their value upon their beauty and what they got between their legs, where there's another demographic of women who look might even better for a cheaper price.
Facts.
So this is where it get misconstrued because a lot of women from the States, and we just came back from the DR, so and we had a good time. But a lot of women they'll say, I don't want to settle, and he ain't good enough for me, and it's like, do you want a good man or do you want to marry finances? What do you want to do? Because it seems like there's a little bit of confusion because a woman seemed like she want it all. She want a nigga that only want her and to cherish her and to praise her and make it all about her, but make more money than everybody she ever met and buy her shit that she ain't never had.
You know what? I feel like I mentioned this before on another set. I feel like women as a whole are, I'm gonna say us in the U.S. We're taught what to expect from a man, but there's no type of structure as to how to treat them. You know what I mean? So when you experience these women from other cultures and different countries, their upbringing and all of that is completely different from what we have here. And I feel like that plays a major part in how things turn out. Their dads spoil them. They take them to the father-daughter dance. They buy them flowers. They take them out on dates. They do all this stuff. They say, baby girl, this is how a man is supposed to treat you. But nobody is telling them what they're supposed to do. But once you get this man, you come in contact with them, what you're supposed to do to like interact with them, maintain their interest, how to treat them, and things of that sort. I feel like that plays a major part in it too. Do y'all agree with
Yes.
that?
It's crazy because you
I
know
think that
you
kind of varies.
you know
You
Phoebe
think it
just
is?
came back from the DR with us, right? And remember when we was talking to that girl, what did she say? She said that the problem with United States women is
Let me say it.
they
Let me
don't
say it. Let me
appreciate
say it.
us. She
She
said they
said,
appreciate
I'm gonna finish
hardworking
what she
men.
said.
You said what?
No, I was saying, let me say it, but you went ahead on and said it. She said that, and
Yeah.
she was like, no disrespect, but you know, our men are not like the men from the U.S. And she said, we will appreciate men that work and get up. It doesn't matter the type of job or anything like that. It's the fact that they're getting up and they're trying to provide. But from what they see, how the women in the U.S. conduct themselves, how they act, how they talk, and all of that is rude and disrespectful to men. And they don't do that. Their culture, their countries, they don't treat their men that way. So
What was
that's
her
why they
name?
are so loving. All of them.
What was her
It doesn't
name?
matter her. It doesn't matter her name. It
I
doesn't matter her
forgot.
name.
I forgot her goddamn
It
name.
really does, man. I want to know who she
What?
is.
Just
No,
describe
no,
I
no,
her.
no.
forgot her name, but she
This is
definitely said
this
that.
is no, 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 no. This is how they. This is their mindset over there.
Hmm.
They look at the American women and say that the American women are rude and disrespectful, and we do not appreciate our men. The way that they are taught and the way that they are raised, which to me goes into what I was saying, is that they are not raised and taught to get loud, be rude, disrespectful, holler, curse, fight,
Hmm.
belittle them. All this stuff that you see that's common over here that the American women do, they don't do that. That is not how they are raised. That's not what they are taught. They
Yeah.
are taught to cater to. You know what I mean? So
She
it's
said her
different.
exact words was, "We are taught to need a man."
Ooh.
Yeah.
That made that shit. If she said that, that made me feel good right there, man.
I'm trying to
Type
tell you,
time.
they was treating me
But
like
hey,
a king.
but check this out, because I went somewhere where there was a lot of American women, and I'm like, you know what, ladies, she got a point. Y'all kind of got the game fucked up because I seen some big backs who thought they should get bad bitch treatments. You
It's
know what I'm
crazy,
saying?
bro. Crazy,
And
bro.
I'm dead serious. They think they got just as much right for the top motherfucker like Holly Berry and Lupita and them. I'm like, nah, and you seen you. You know what I'm saying? But seriously, when you keep up that narrative over here in the States, like I said this before, me, Maul, Red Pill, we win the billion dollar lottery jackpot or something like that. We gonna take care of our family and the people that ride with us.
Facts.
Probably before we take care of ourselves, right? We ain't gonna never say we don't need no woman. But if a woman win $1 billion, the first thing out y'all mouth would be like, "Oh, I don't need no man." You know what I'm saying? And you have to understand. I have to school black women on this one. It's a very triggering statement to a black man where our defenses go up because in in the origin part of colonialism, the black man didn't exist. It didn't have a voice. Okay, and when slavery was dealt with, even if as a black man, say me and Vita was a married couple in the field, the slave owner could come take Vita, go beat up them cheeks real quick, and go on about his business, and I can't say shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we've been non-existent without a voice for so long. Like everybody comes before us. And then what worsens the situation is Now, when women have more options and a lot more freedom and a lot more opportunities, you kind of carry a slave owner's mentality.
Well, why wouldn't we feel some type of way if the slave owner was able to grab us and go beat our cheeks for, like as you just said? And yeah, you didn't have a say so, but we didn't have a say so in that either. So for women to be able to have a say so in how we live our lives and what we want to do and conquer for ourselves as we like, looking for a good mate or something like that or whatever. Like, what are we supposed to wait around and just be doing nothing?
So, Sonny, I bring that up in slavery terms. Now, at that time, you operating under survival. Now, say that
Still
happened.
is.
I'm gonna say me and you, Sonny, and say that the slave owner's son or something came back and he beat your walls in, right? And I rose up to say something. He gonna put out a pistol, and blow my brains out right there in front of everybody just to make a point. So my life is more expendable than yours. They probably gonna give you a couple whips with the lashes and stuff like that when you learn your lesson, and you're still gonna spread them cheeks and operate. And when you modernize that, this is why that money, power, uh, um, resource thing is so important in exchange for sex. That's even applied to us to this day in dating terms.
Facts. I get it. It's subconscious.
It generationally embedded in your
Exactly.
DNA.
Yep. They seek who can protect them. So the strongest
Right.
man, the strongest person is gonna be the most attractive in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? And when you got
Facts.
bread that looks like provision, that looks like you know what I'm saying? It
Look
looks like,
like
oh,
power.
okay, like future, yeah, power. Like I'm with the strongest dude. Like I got, yeah. So I know exactly what he's saying. It's psychological for real.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Well,
But I want to
I
be just
have to,
building the Diato.
I want to add this right. I really have to. I put some thought in this myself, and I said, how is it that first of all, how do we even get here where we like, the sisters and the brothers,
That's
we
facts.
so
Yeah.
divided? How did we even get here, right? But I have to say that y'all have to remember with these mentalities that women had, our music is the number one thing that get in our either DNA, get in our head, shape our mentality, our mindset, how we socialize and interact with one another. Y'all gotta remember back in 1988, 1989, when NWA dropped Fuck the Police, and then they dropped, that was the group. That's when they took hip hop from empowerment to disempowerment. That's when,
No.
hold on, let me just finish this, right?
I'm sorry.
So from NWA, shit went, the image of the black man went down, the image of the black woman went down. Cause that's when the most bitches and hoes we got called, because before in music we was not called that. In the hip hop it was all about, self-destruction. You had for everybody was working together, everybody was self-empowered, we was building each other up. Hip hop came from us wanting to come from up under these struggles that we understood we both endured together. Okay, so that started the decline and the thug image for the grown man and the bitch and hoe image for the woman. So the brothers was the thugs and the shooters and the killers. Everybody want to be shooter killer. So before it took, because I remember it was still a time where even though Eazy-E and NWA and them was rapping all that shit, especially in the 90s, regular guys, if you look back at tapes and all that shit, Freakniks, anything, it was regular guys. I don't care if they was corny, I don't care if their shirt was buttoned up to the top, whatever they was, they still got play from all the sisters. Nobody was just curved like today. So as you fast forward, women then started to take on, because the niggas was rapping about ass and, oh, I want the bitch to look like this and all that. Da, 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 da. Women start to invite these identities, right? In addition to what Luke was redropping, he had strippers on tour with him. So now this whole culture is now taken on because it's being pedestalized. Like, hey, this whole stuff, what's up? It's a bitch, it's a hoe. I'm a thug, I'm a nigga, I'm a killer, I'm a gangster. Okay. Now the women are embodying this, And then we see this wave, but I know LaKim was the first, but I remember when LaKim came out, like she was on talk shows all the time, taking so much slack, like your music is messed up, you shouldn't do this. Even like Luke and NWA was even getting sued and stuff. Like it was congressmen speaking against their stuff. Their label was dropping them because the music was so controversial. Okay, fast forward. As this keep being a thing, now women have embodied this identity and men embodied the thug. Everybody want to be against the thug and killer. Nobody want to go, like even young niggas, anybody under 30, you won't see them even want to go in the job and shit. And then the women don't want a nigga in the job. So it's like, damn, don't nobody think they average, don't nobody think they regular or whatever. Okay. So now it's like this shit has corrupted us so bad. And it's like we talk about each other, but it's like, who, like, how did we even get here to think that this shit is the way to go? So that's what I'm saying, because we was in families, in households, still doing shit like that up until, you know, the early 90s. And then that shit, like, it became a thing of like the neighborhoods and the community was still village. Like you could go in your neighbor house or down the street, cross street, eat shit like that, take a bath, whatever it was, just like it was your own mom house. That is not even like that no more. We lost these things. So when we understand this, it's like, okay, we gotta say this music is so ratchet, it's messing us up. And then because it's embodying identities that is not working for us, it's destroyed the family. Nobody want to do regular shit no more, and everybody know they gotta be regular before you be whoever you think you finna be. And it's just like destroying us to the point now that, you know, it's on the internet and we be beefing, or you know, like the whole world know, like Phoebe say, you go out the country and they like, man, y'all doing this to y'all men, but our men was doing it to us too, like in the music, or you know, like you bitching hoes, all that stuff. Now women call themselves that, and it's just like now we turning against y'all. Oh, we don't need y'all. Like, so I'm just saying, like, how all this shit happened
Well, let
in
me
my
ask you
home.
this.
or
Let me,
Yeah.
or even being acceptive of it as men, because like that, I mean, a lot of people, I hear a lot of men say that, you know, the ones with the BBLs, that's the ones that they, you know, they just fucking with, but that's not the ones that they cuffing or something like that or whatever. But I mean, you see them with them all the time. That's
I'm
the
a,
ones
I'm
that
a,
they
I'm
growing
a,
up.
I'm gonna sit here and say this. Like, Vita, what you're saying is partially true, but some of it is incorrect. And I'm gonna trigger a lot of people when I'm about to say, but I don't give a damn. The one thing that goes not disclosed, and you have to ask like your mom and your grandma and shit. It started with Cosmopolitan magazine because they had a chief editor who is now a nun back in Cosmopolitan magazine back in the 60s and 70s that was always promoting the white mimic, how she can do things without a man. And they was getting all these um, acknowledgments where the female could be seen in magazines and stuff like that. And if you ask your mama and grandma and them that grew up in that time, they used to want to be and envy that. And so they started trying to do that and tell their kids and raise their kids, okay, you could do like they promote this magazine, which was designed to separate the man and the woman. Okay. Black women took that shit way too far. Now, us as black men, when you brought up NWA and stuff in hip hop, you're absolutely right. It fed right into it, but it was a big difference between hip hop and reality rap. And the first reality rapper was KRS-One, because if you go back and remember and how it correlates to hip hop and entertainment, KRS-One used to always talk the reality shit that MTV banned his ass. And then years later, they came up with MTV Raps, and that was the window when Ice Cube and them took the reality rap and extended it, and we gravitated to it because we felt it from like a 9 to 5 guy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's why it's a little bit triggering, and so we feed into a little bit. And because we refer to it
A
like the
lot.
women as the bees and hoes and shit like that, women kind of sit there like, damn, that's how these men really think about us. But they're telling you it from a regular person's perspective. Okay, because
man,
every
Bob,
woman
man,
wants a tough guy.
I gotta keep it 100, man. All this shit that we going through is
Mm-hmm.
women's fault. It's just that simple. It's women's fault because women rule the world and they act like they don't know this, right? They are the dictators of everything that a man does.
But but
Everything we do
but
is to
Maul,
impress a
but Maul,
female,
but
right?
Maul,
Jamal,
I'm saying the original.
I gotta say,
Maul,
Jamal, just let
I'm
me
saying the
wait,
original part
wait,
is
Layla,
black
let me
women
say
back
one
in the
thing.
day wanted to be like white women, and
Women
they're trying
don't
to
know
take that
that.
playbook and run with it. I'm saying back in the day.
Everything a man does is for a woman, right?
Facts.
She dictates everything that that man does. Even when a man get in a relationship, it's happy wife, happy life. Everything you do is revolved around her. So this is the
Whatever.
reason why women are getting treated the way they are is because they allowing it. This is
Yeah.
the energy that they giving off. A
Oh,
man
they
is only,
allowing it. It's crazy.
yeah, because my thing is this, right? I'm a man of many talents. I like all kinds of women, whether they be bougie, whether they be bad, whether they be ugly, whether they be thick, they might be overweight, they might be broke, they might be corporate. I like all kinds of women. But the thing about it is I go about getting those women all in different ways. I don't talk to all of them the same way.
Right.
So which means is when I meet a woman, the way I should treat her, she has to demand that. She has to have that aura that has that type of respect to get treated in a certain type of way. The aura that you give off is the aura that you're gonna get from a man. And it's like if I meet a woman and she's a corporate woman and I peep her out and I see how she move, I'm gonna approach her like a gentleman. You can't approach hoes like gentlemen's. You gotta approach hoes like you that nigga. And it's just that simple.
Hey
So when
Maul,
you talk to hoes, you got to approach them like you got to have a certain level of aggression.
I'm
You got
telling
to
you.
have a certain level of confidence, and you definitely got to have some money. And
There's certain men out here that just treat
you got to
every
be
female like
somewhat
hoes.
overconfident to talk to a hoe that's bad.
hey
Because
Maul,
she thinks she the top of the litter, and for you to approach her, you got to act like she's beneath you.
hey Maul. I'm gonna simplify what you. I'm gonna expound and simplify what you just said. If you
Go
want to
ahead.
say men lose a good woman, women can never get with a good man.
Expound on that. Let me hear that.
Yeah.
I grew up with a whole bunch of females, right? So around the age about 12, 13 years old, y'all think y'all know everything, right? Now I already think y'all know everything, okay? That's why that mother-daughter jump off is so deadly. Okay. So when I hear a woman say, "Oh, well, I just don't know. I don't know," I'm like, "You lying to me, motherfucker," because ever since you were 12 years old, you thought you knew every fucking thing. So I don't even give them an excuse of that no more.
Facts.
But a man even going through the struggle, if you know everything, you will say, "You know what? I know he got a 9 to 5, but he got the drive to do something greater. I'm gonna invest my energy." No, I got to go with the finished product. Problem with the finished product is that nigga gonna be exercising all his fucking options. He gonna do some bamboozling. And if you don't get picked, it's a whole fucking problem and ain't me and shit. And then that same motherfucker that you was dragging with that 9 to 5 or still in school, go on and he hit that shit. Y'all want to try to spin the block, but guess what? Another chick that already scooped him up and he ain't paying your ass no attention no more.
But see, hold on, don't get their hopes up with that, cause he gonna do it out of spite now. He gonna get his, you know what I'm saying? Like you
Oh
didn't play me
yeah,
off. I was hey
I've
big
done it.
head when that hey big head come back around. Oh,
Hey, hold
I'm
on,
on
I've done it.
I can
my
attest
horns
to
pop
that.
out. Yeah, my
I
I've
can
done
horns
it.
pop.
attest to
I've done
that.
it, and
Facts.
I've done it, and I'm like, you know what? I do this. I do this and have this method for the perspective of you're not gonna have anything to say about me. I say I let you know. I'm like, look, where the sky could have been a limit between us, you officially put a lid on this jar.
Yeah,
All week I said so. When you put that lid on the jar, all we can do is be as friends with benefits or fuck buddies.
yeah.
If you see me talking to somebody else and getting serious with them, you have no leeway because when I was going through the mud, you were nowhere around.
I mean,
Oh,
some niggas fall. Some niggas they. I ain't gonna lie. I was one of them off. I had to get my back. She owed me some. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
yeah,
We
facts.
we grew up and she saw me years later and found out, oh, one of them niggas. Oh yeah, you owe me some. We ain't finna be together, but I still want to hit.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Was it worth it? I'm just curious.
A lot of times, no, but you know, it's an ego thing.
Yeah, you just
Mhm.
got to put that on the scoreboard. Nah, I feel that, but
You feel me?
I can't relate.
you know what, Vita? When you was talking, you know what's happening is we need to bring back shame. I think everybody started embracing the dope boys. Everybody started embracing the thottery, thinking that shit cool. I just went. We did. The girl from the Baddies came to Kansas City last night. Takashi or whatever her name is. Y'all know who I'm talking
Mhm.
about.
I know you're talking
She
about.
came, bro. When I tell
Tashiki?
you,
I mean,
Tashiki, yeah, her. I ain't never heard of this motherfucker. We go to the shit, my
Tashiki.
nigga. Didn't, yeah, he didn't got the VIP. We go in there, and I'm looking at how these girls is like waiting in line. Like it was just amazing. And I'm like, what does she do? Oh, bro, she on the show. What show? Baddies. What do they do? Oh, they fighting that
Right.
ratchet. I'm like, bro, you are a celebrity for being a thought now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
that started
glorified.
with
That's
Kim
always
Kardashian.
been.
That is
That
crazy.
blew up.
It's
That
trendy.
blew up. That
It's
blew up
trendy.
with Kim. When Ray J dropped that tape of Kim K. With Kim K and her, and that literally put her whole family on. That fucked all the girls' heads up.
And social
It
media,
Like,
man.
really
like,
Like
did.
social
like
media
literally,
started
her
blowing
sex
it right
tape
after that. Like you
got
couldn't
her the
say it.
billionaire status, and then like motherfuckers was marrying her. Like she was going with Reggie. I mean, she went with Ray J for a long time. Then she went with Reggie Bush. Then she married that white boy. Then Kanye married her. They like, oh, this whole shit is what's up.
Yeah. Yeah, but see that's where we gotta put some limits on it though. Like, bitch, you not Kim though. That's what I don't be understanding.
Kim ain't
Like,
even all that.
I, but
She's
it,
not all that.
but the point is women they be like, well, Kim got it.
Toxic.
Well, Sierra got it. Well, all these women that just pulled a fucking rabbit out the hat towards the end of the middle end of their life. Women, they live like that. Like, nah, I still got hope. Half a decade go by, 20 years go by.
But
And
you
they got
got you ain't put into consideration that these hoes got clout behind their name too. So a nigga would jump out the window for some clout.
yeah, but see, that's them though. This bitch got 800 followers and she followed 3,000. You ain't that, bitch. You feel
But
me?
you gotta
Like,
realize the reason, that's what I'm telling y'all, the reason they think that was from the music, because y'all gotta understand in the rap music, because when it became a title to call the sisters bitches and hoes, it became like when they embodied it, because first the sisters was fighting it, like stop with that, especially like Yo, Queen Latifah, even Lil Kim caught the slack, like at the beginning of when this was coming out, they was like, what's going on? Like this ain't what hip hop about. Okay, so now the women finally embracing it, and it's a badge of honor to be saying bitch and hoe.
right.
So now she know that Kim was just regular as fuck, fucking with Ray J. You was regular than a motherfucker. You wasn't nobody. You wasn't doing shit. So you really became famous from a sex tape. It wasn't even like that sex tape was all that, but you just became famous. And now we know her mama pushed it out and did all this shit behind the scenes. But it's like
But
because that was so glorified, and then you got to remember, she was just a basic ass girl, and then still got these, athletes, rich niggas, and they was marrying her with her, and then you got a slew of kids by Kanye West. Like
yeah,
you
but you
can't
gotta
But you know
tell
what
a
though?
regular girl that shit ain't don't work for regular girl. See what I'm
To
saying?
the music
The
industry
reason
and the
why these
influence that
average
women
ass
have.
girls got their head so far up their ass you can't talk to them. I gotta put that blame all on the men, and I'm gonna tell you why.
let's do it.
Because a man will fuck anything.
Yeah.
And what happens is these top niggas then slid off with some bogus one of them nights, and now her motherfucking head is big because she didn't fuck the top dog. So now she thinks she deserve all
That
top
that
dogs
Hey,
because
ball,
one done
ball,
slid
ball,
off on her
set
ball,
the
on a little
bar
late
on
night
their ass.
creep
ball.
type shit.
You talking some real, ball. You talking some real shit because
Facts.
it's been one. It's not even the top nigga to slide off with her, right? But before the top nigga, it's been a one regular dude that said, all right, I'm gonna get this bottom of the knife chick, man. And turn out that motherfucker is a certified embalmer. You know what I'm saying? Suck the soul out you. You know what I'm saying? And
Wait a
word get
minute.
around quick. So that top nigga wanna like, wait, I wanna see what it's up. In her
What?
mind, it's like,
What did
think
you
about it.
say?
In her mind, all right, this is a regular nigga on my level, okay, such and such. But now you get a top dog coming to get you. Now she's like, wait a minute. All right, he way better. He got way more going on than this motherfucker. Let me
Right.
see what kind of top nigga I can get.
Right.
Mhm. And
But
You know
then
what
they
I'm
LeVar,
got
saying?
that
And so
stigma
now,
but
like now they think
yeah,
all they deserve is them type of niggas, and they
right.
right.
head get big because they done got a few of them.
But see,
Niggas
Mac,
just
check
be
this
doing
out.
But
shit.
that's
I
what
know niggas, man.
When you go to the barbershop and you hear the homies talk, they be like, "Hey, bro, I took one down last night, boy. This bitch was flawless." You hear me? But he know he going back to reality. He know that. They
Yeah.
be in the
yeah.
beauty shop like, Travis Kelsey winked at me. This bitch then switched her whole mentality.
He,
Listen,
man,
We come back.
all kinds of the ugly ones, the fat ones, niggas is sliding off. If
Mm.
a fat girl or an ugly girl texts you like, man, slide over, and they don't even be wanting no time. They just be want to do what they want to do. That's a
hold on.
max 30 minutes, and you can go on about your motherfucking life.
I
And
got a question. I got a question for the ladies, real quick. Ladies, which one you think is which statement do you think is more true? Men study and know men study and know women more than we give them credit for, or women study and know men more than we give them credit for?
That's a good question.
I think it's
It's
even.
not created equal.
I think it's
Huh?
even. It's even.
Right.
Yeah,
I want to say
women,
even and it's
it's
not
Eh,
created equal.
or
Even.
Not at all.
or women
It's
because
not.
y'all
No, it's
y'all
not
know
even
y'all
close.
know just
It's
A
as
not
man,
even
much
hold
as
on.
close.
what
In order for us,
y'all didn't
think
study
about this.
nothing. Y'all know what to do to
If
attract
that was
women to
true,
y'all.
if that was true, a woman would know how to shoot her shot and towards a man, because when men shoot their shot, sometimes we stay back in the cut to find out the right opportunity. We try to get a little bit of information through observation of how you carry yourself, the tone, certain topics of what to bring up, what not to bring up that might be triggering and stuff like that. Women are try to all y'all do is go to Rainbow and get them $7 stretch pants and try to get $75 worth of child support and shit like
Not
that.
gonna do.
That's why
Not
Be
gonna do
like, a
is
some
man will
that.
fuck anything.
What you're not buying, what you're not
Take
gonna
the
do
dick
is that.
sucking
Okay.
classes.
No.
That's all I need to bring to the table.
No. No.
Oh, you know
No.
Uh,
well.
Not gonna do that.
I done
No.
You
balled
know
out in
what
a
we
rainbow before.
doing.
Who the fuck shot that rainbow? No.
A whole bunch of them.
shit, I don't give a fuck about no
I was
rainbow.
at
I worry
Rainbow.
No.
about what's
I was
under
at
that
No.
Rainbow.
motherfucker.
I'm not gonna knock that.
Oh my
I
Man,
God.
was at
listen,
See, Sonny, she,
I, niggas don't give a
yeah,
fuck if that shit come from Rainbow,
at all.
motherfucking Ross,
Right,
motherfucking
Walmart,
Marshalls, none of that shit. We don't give a
right,
fuck.
don't even know
that
right,
it
motherfucker
matters.
can come from there.
But
Yeah, we don't
right,
give a
That,
damn.
right. Uh,
wow.
but something I wanted to say. Hold on one second.
she got that soundtrack back there.
No, I'm just saying, like we'll get a little recon work. We'll do a little recon work, and then men will exercise a little bit more patience than a woman will. You know what I'm saying? When a woman don't pay, hold on. I always say when I told people about the 34-day rule, the first 2 weeks, if I exchange double with a woman, all she want to talk about is herself. She just want to know real bland shit about me. Now, has that happened to y'all, fellas?
Hell yeah.
Has
That's
she?
the people
I'm
y'all
saying,
need.
well, you ask her a lot of personal stuff, and it's all about her. But the question she asks, the portray like she trying to get to know you, is like some real basic surface level shit.
Yep, that's
Man,
it.
all these
They-
motherfucking females want to know is where you work at. That's the most
Is it
important question.
after the first date
That
or
is
on the
not
first
true. Oh my God. Are y'all serious? Is this what the women really be doing?
Yeah,
I,
they
That's
want
what
to
they
know where you
ask
work
for?
at. What
it-
you do for a living,
Sonny,
baby?
your mic cutting out. That's why we can't hear you. Sonny, your mic keep cutting out. That's why we can't hear
yeah,
you.
She muting it because she
uh-huh.
I
talking.
know
eh,
when
And,
she
and,
do talk, it was her mic
and,
be cutting out.
and check this out, because I weeded out. Every woman say they loyal. That is the truest thing they ever say. But it's deeper than that. The only thing a woman loyal to is her feelings.
there we go. I knew you was going somewhere with it. That's a
Hmm.
fact. That's a
You need
fact.
Let
to
me
take
say
it
what I was
easy,
saying,
baby.
LeVar. That's why I was saying,
Uh,
LeVar. What you were saying when you said, "Do you think men or women know men better, women know men better?" That's why I say it's not created equal because the women that like, let's take how Brittany Winner got Kevin Gates, or the guy he got a Heisman, but he just married that that white girl or whatever got all them tattoos in football. That guy, what's his name?
Who?
Travis Hunter.
Oh, dudes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
Jacksonville.
Travis
yeah.
Hunter.
Right. So you see how these girls still get these regular ass girls that might be really in Rainbow or probably definitely in Ross or Marshalls, right?
Yeah.
Because they really in there, but they pulling these multi-million-dollar men. That's why I say it's not created equal, because a woman that studies that, usually she gets that. That's what I'm
How's
saying.
it
The
working
ones
out?
that devote, I'm talking about the ones that's like devoting their life to get these niggas, bag these niggas, marry these. Like if her goal in life is to marry an athlete, a lot of time them girls be getting that shit. They different from the girls
Do
who
y'all?
don't think like
But do
that, who
y'all
just
Yeah.
trying to
real?
get fucked by an athlete.
Do you realize that just look at your everyday life. The people that you see married around you are regular people.
Regular.
Yeah,
They are not extravagant bad bitches. All the
yeah.
bad bitches are single, sitting in
And
sections, eating
yep.
dick. That's what they
Yep.
doing.
And
The
MacMaal.
regular women are getting husbands because niggas don't marry beauty, they marry attitude.
Facts.
It's
And
just that simple.
they've been married for 10 years already.
Hey, I would
What is
take me
it?
I'd take a 4 or 5 as long as she goddamn it treat me like I want to be treated.
That's it.
And hold on, Maul, you said something right now, just right now, that made me have an epiphany, right? We always say women want a finished product, right? You can have ultimate joy without going through a little bit of struggle. Okay. When you want a finished product, you're basically saying, I can't deal with going through no struggle with you. You know what I'm saying? Maul said I could deal with a 5 or a 6. As men, we know what we would like to have and what we feel like we deserve. But as men being builders, we could take that 5 and 6 and make her a 10.
Man, she a 10 based off her attitude, not her
Yeah,
looks.
exactly.
And that's just is what it is because the females don't understand these bad bitches that's getting these $300,000-$400,000 likes. Man, we pay them for pussy, man. We get them a couple $100, man. We pay them get some pussy, man, and we go on about our life, man. We'll go back to our regular old female that like to cater to us, that like to cook for us, rub our feet, speak life into us. She might not be the baddest motherfucker on the world, but the way she make me feel, in my eyes, she is the baddest motherfucker in the world.
Facts. Yeah.
So, like, them bad hoes, they ain't nothing but just for a good time. You know, don't nobody got time. What man you think want to sign up for another goddamn child? Because that's all the bad bitch is another child. It
Yeah.
costs too much to maintain them hoes. So from my perspective, and most men, we give them a couple $100, we have a good time, and we let that be that. On to the next one.
Facts. But that's the problem. It's 20 of us, Mac. That's the problem. They got the Uber Eats nigga in there. They got the cable bill dude in there. They got the light bill. They got the mortgage nigga. They got the nigga
They
that
got
take
King
their
Kong nigga.
soul. King, yeah, they got King Dingaling in there, the Boss Johnson daddy nigga. It's just too much. And it's what the problem is the bosses is they fucking up the game. They tanking the water because it's women that they got 7 to 10 of them. And then them 7 to 10, they setting the bar, they putting on the internet. And it's a lot of women that get that one experience and then they match it with that and they say, well, I can't go back from this because psychologically they'll jump off a bridge.
Well, see, my thing is this, right? You know, I don't knock the women for getting suckers. If you buy a sucker out the store, you supposed to unwrap it and lick it. So I don't hate these women for getting in where they fit in. And
Right.
also, I like a double-sided sword. I can't hate the niggas for doing it because if you can afford to give a bitch this money, we can't say because I do it now. I give a bitch a couple $100. So if I was a millionaire, I knew I'd give a bitch a couple thousand. It ain't
Thousands.
shit to me. So it's not like they fucking up the game. I mean, they just
No.
doing what they do. I mean, it's always been like that with niggas with money. They always tricked off on hoes, man. It's never been other than that. The thing about it is what we dealing with is we dealing with women that don't deserve that think they do. That's the problem. The bad bitches still deserve to get taken care of. These average hoes, you need to get in where you fit in.
Right. But Mac, this is it ain't the problem with that. It
Say what you say, Tony.
I said it's becoming so common that a lot of men are starting to approach different type of women without studying, who they're trying to talk to, like LeVar was saying and stuff like that. They approaching them wrong. So you start off wrong, yeah, you probably only gonna get one shot with that person or whatever it is. Like, I think that's a issue with me. I get approached wrong.
But Sonny,
How do you get approached?
yeah,
I,
Hold.
it's
I
a
now,
variety of
Sonny.
ways.
Sonny,
People
I gotta
crazy.
put, I gotta do my Bill Duke from Minister Society. You know you the fucked up, right?
fucked up. She fucked up.
I
She
got a
fucked
question. I
up.
got a question for the ladies. I got a second question for the ladies. In the early courtship phases, do you think women can take the same shit that y'all give us in that time period? Do y'all think y'all can take the same thing that y'all give us?
What is it that we give you? What do we give you?
Well,
A hard fucking time sometime. I don't know.
Not all
You
women
ain't
do that.
expecting me
Not
all
all
to.
women do that. So not all women
You
do
don't
that.
see my
So give
effort.
us some examples of
I'm
what it is
saying
that you're
There we
talking
go.
about.
I'm saying sometimes there's a lot of double standards that kind of go along. Like,
I got a good one, LeVar.
go ahead,
Okay.
go ahead, because I think you feel. I think at Red Pill,
I'm,
I think you feel where I'm going
I'm
with
with
this.
you. I'm with you. Okay, so since let's say a woman be like, okay, you got to take me 90 days. You got to wait 90 days to get this. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. Will you pay until you let me hit it then?
would you what?
What?
Would y'all pay for the date since I'm not getting none? And you
Yes.
interested in me? We interested in each other. So
No.
you pay until you give it up, and then I'll start paying.
Oh no, I mean I ain't gonna say pay all of it, but I mean,
See, there you see.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't
Okay,
mind
listen.
paying for a date here and there or whatever to show my interest back to you. Like if it's gonna take 90 days to, it don't take 90 days to figure that out. But I don't
It does
have
not
no
Oh,
take
rest my
90
case.
days. It does not take 90 days. And it doesn't matter to me who pays for it. But I have been, I'm going to say out. And the thing was, I was being offensive by trying to pay because
What do
that's
you?
not what they do.
Right,
I
right.
got a, I got a
I
I've done
second.
that before. I know what you're talking about.
I got a second example.
I don't have a problem with paying. Vice versa. I do not have a problem with paying, but I have been in a situation where they look at me crazy, like, "What are you doing?" And don't insult me like that because this
Yeah,
is
you
my
gotta
role
let a
as
man
No,
a
get
man.
paid.
That's what I
I
do.
have a,
Right? So
I
you
have a,
can't put that all on all women that we just
no,
expect women to do
I have a
that.
second,
Most though.
example on top of
Right?
Red
But
Pill.
not all.
Most women, it's like if you get with me, it's to like to accept me, you got to accept my kids, and you have to treat my kids like they're your own. On the flip side, a lot of women don't treat that man kids like they're her own.
Right. That's a fact.
I ain't bringing my kids into I got one baby, but I ain't bringing my son into no nigga's orbit that
No,
I'm
no, no,
dating.
no. I'm saying if the other nigga had a kid and he said to be with me, you got to accept my. And y'all serious? You said you got to accept my kid like he your own. Could you really care for that kid like you do your kid?
I
On
Right.
the
did it.
same equal playing
I
field.
did it. I did
I
it.
did it.
I
I was gonna
did
say
it.
I did it
I did
too.
it. And it wasn't him that was a problem. It was the mother that was a problem. Tried to get me fired, all kind of crazy shit this motherfucker did. But all women are not like that. Yes, I did it because I had kids. I had two, and he had one.
But Phoebe, this
I
is
mean,
the problem.
Oftentimes,
You speaking
every
on the
woman do
exception though.
differently.
But
how
Every
you
we
figure
woman
that?
that's what we
You
trying
How
to
you
tell
figure
you.
that?
but you making
How
your
you figure that?
you making your argument when you making your argument based on what rarely happens. That's what I'm saying.
No,
Well,
that's not though.
maybe I'm a rare individual, but all
No,
I can
you not.
speak on is my experience. I can speak on my experience. So when you guys say that the majority of women do this, I don't fall into that category. Most women do this, I don't fall into that category. I just don't.
But
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 I
you
can't relate to what you're stating. All I can do is speak on what I've experienced, and what you guys are speaking on. I have not experienced that, so that's not my reality.
But you can
So
so
still
I
see
can't
though.
agree to it.
so Phoebe
I can't agree to it.
Phoebe
And
from
I
your
gotta back
experience.
Phoebe
Hold
up.
on.
Wait, I gotta back Phoebe up.
Go
That's true
go
because
ahead.
I did the same. I did the same thing when my child was young and accepted my baby, I accepted his kids, but the motherfucking baby mamas, the more baby mamas, the more headache. So it ain't
Okay.
that the daddy might have a problem. It's I don't know something about these baby mamas where if you can have peace with a child in your house separate from their house, oh my God, that is like pure hell for the baby mom.
I
Sonny,
got
do
both
you
baby mamas, and I ain't never had no problem.
Vita and Phoebe real quick? Are you on board with Vita and Phoebe real quick?
We can't relate.
All
I
right,
don't need
hold on,
anybody
hold
to
on.
all I'm saying is, for me, I can't agree with what you're saying because
No,
that's not
hold
accurate.
on. I'm gonna go somewhere. You three are saying that you're rare, correct?
I
No,
don't know if I'm rare or not,
I'm saying in
but
that
I
particular.
cannot say
Yeah.
I cannot
I'm saying
say
in
if
that
I'm rare or not.
and what
What
we're
I'm
talking
saying
about.
is I can't relate to what you're saying because that's not what
No,
happened.
I'm trying to make a point here. I just from
Okay.
all three of you guys are on the same plane here. I'm saying in this particular topic, in which you all three of you agree on, you're saying that you're a rare breed. True or false?
True.
That's what you're saying. Yeah.
So what's rare that means that on the other side is a large majority, correct?
Y'all know that. Stop doing that. See, that's why. See,
No,
look,
because
this
for
is where
real,
we had a problem.
I
Just
swear to
say,
God, because in my family, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like that's why I say the internet world is so different than real life. Cause in real life, I know so many blended families. Like even in my family, is like the first set of kids is to 2 or 3 kids was the kid. They all live together, been 11 together, 20 years. But the first set of kids ain't the husband kids, and they still live there. Then the next 3 kids is the husband kids, and they like it be like, okay, we blended the family. It is what it is. Like so, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if it's just so different, so hard. So
All
we
right, but
really
you
don't
know
know.
other women that does the complete opposite of what you guys do. True or false?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
That's the point I'm trying to make
yeah,
now.
more
All right,
than
now we're
less,
gonna get
right?
somewhere.
okay.
Yeah.
So
If you can agree
the
with
point
that
of being
part, and there's other women that you know personally that do the complete opposite of what you guys do, then it
we
try to
can't speak
understand where
for
we're coming from. See, we got to
no,
take
I
ladies back
don't.
We
to.
are.
I got to
We are.
understand the ladies' economics right now because some things I'm like, all right, wait a minute. If you're rare, you're the minority, but the majority is like saying, all right, it's a large population that does this shit that y'all don't try to hear or understand. And
No,
that's
we
what
no,
it
we
Don't
not
comes
understand.
in
saying
at. That's why I posed the first
You need
question.
to go get.
Men
You need to go get
understand
those other.
women better than women understand
But
men.
But when we say that we do and we understand that, and then we counteract what you're saying because of what we're living through and what we have going on based off our experiences, you're saying that that's wrong. We can agree with what you're saying, yeah, but we
Yeah.
can't relate to it.
But he not
But your
saying you wrong. He's saying
your
he's
responses are made like you live in a bubble, like you don't know any other
right,
person, other
right,
females that do the opposite of what you do. That's
right.
in your
Well,
orbit.
It's
Levon,
You can
that's
acknowledge
not
that
that.
part.
Levi, that's not fair because then we could say when you throw a category out and y'all just be like women, 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 we be like we can't relate because y'all not differentiate. Okay, not all women, maybe some women. That's all we trying to say
okay.
is
Most
this is
Okay,
women.
but
not a
yeah, we yeah,
You
that's
got boss made niggas, but you also
yeah,
got fuckboy niggas that do different shit.
right.
I acknowledge it both is.
And look,
I'm an equal opportunity
and look,
what
look,
you call it.
JB, when he be in here, he got a wife, he got a monogamous relationship, but he can still see the bullshit. It just because that's how he experiences life, don't mean that ain't how shit go on for the most part on the other side of the fence. Y'all acting like just because this how my life work, well, I don't see the other shit. Come on
no,
now.
we not acting
Yeah,
like that.
because I'm not like most niggas, but I know most niggas is fuck niggas.
Niggas ain't shit,
Right,
man.
but we not acting like that though. That's not fair to say. That's disingenuous
But
to say that because we not acting like that. All we do is speak up for what we live or what we experienced or what we know. And if it's 3 of us on here, it's another 30,000 that exists. It's just y'all only be talking about the percentage that's separate. And we like, well, we right here,
The
so we gonna talk
majority.
about.
The
You
majority,
got us
because
on you
United
got us
States
on here
got the highest divorce rate. So most of our
you
women
got us
fucked
on
up.
here for a reason. You got us on here for a reason. We all have our own mind. We not a follow the leader ass bitch like some of these other people that y'all talking about. You have
I
us
mean,
on
it's,
here for a reason.
I
The
can't,
fact
I
that
can't
hold on,
agree with what you're
hold on.
saying because
I
don't apply to
I want you guys really to listen to what how you're answering because you're proving my point when I say men understand women better than women understand men.
Right.
Because when we make a point and say we come against no good bitches, y'all be like, well, I don't understand. I don't see these. I don't know of these bitches y'all don't talk
We not
about. They
saying
exist,
that.
but y'all don't want to give us our flowers or y'all discard our part of it.
Yeah.
To
We not. All
understand,
we
to
saying, Levon, listen
understand
to me.
somebody, you have to be empathetic to the other side.
And we saying you need to do that too.
We
We're
are.
we're doing that. We're saying, okay, we
Uh
got
huh.
that you experiencing that or women doing that. We got
Yeah.
it. What we saying in our reality is different from that. And then we all saying that also. So that's all we bringing is our experience, which that's the main thing we can speak on. We not
Hmm.
saying it don't happen. We don't know it. That's why when you said y'all feel like y'all rare, nobody was like, hell, motherfucker, yeah. We like, I mean, I don't know shit. We just
No,
saying this,
yeah. No,
we
I
experience
was
something
very
different.
specific. I was very specific. I said in this particular area, you're saying that you're a rare breed. I am not. I didn't say overall. I said in this particular area. I
We
was very
still
specific.
see
You know.
we didn't say yes, and we didn't say yes to that because we can't truly substantiate that. And to say, how do you know you that then? Like we ain't
Yeah.
have enough data ourselves to say hell yeah to that. So we like I don't know. We just speaking from our experience. That's all we could do.
Vita, let
Right.
me ask you a question. How many Facebook friends do you have?
Like the 4,000.
4,000. How many of them are married? How many of the women and men on your Facebook are married? Out of 4,000, just give a little estimate.
Great question.
I say probably half, maybe. I don't know, cause I don't know
2,000.
everybody. How I don't know everybody personally, but a lot of the ones I know, like I know a lot of married people.
I got
you know,
3,000.
less married people than single. I bet that much.
I just was waiting
Yeah,
to see
that's
if she was
true.
gonna say it because that's you don't have to study Google and you don't have to do everything for your eyes to be open to just see what's going on and how chaotic the world is.
I
Just
don't have
because
that many. I
We
don't have
just
that
said
many.
that we
I got about 8 or 9. The majority of them are married. So now what?
you got 8 or 9 people on Facebook.
8 or 9 hundred.
Oh, eight or
She
nine
said
hundred,
like 4,000 or something. I don't know. No.
and
Right.
out of the
And
and
majority of them are married.
Not no 900 of them.
they-
I said
I give you
majority.
30 of them motherfuckers.
Are you listening? I said majority.
so she's
I
saying
said majority, and they are.
451 at least, MacMaal. At
They
Yeah,
least
are.
no.
that's the
They are.
I'm gonna
majority.
have
Yes,
to
they are.
I'm gonna have to
Yes, they
go through her
are.
shit because we got mutual friends.
Right.
Bro,
And I'm
hey
Hey,
MacMaal.
it's
Hey,
none of them motherfuckers. It's
hey,
none of
MacMaal.
them.
When
I'm
I
gonna
set
tell
up
you that right now. It's
when
none of them.
hey Mac, when I set up my StreamYard, I'll be going to I'll be like, what's your name on Facebook? I'll pull it up. I'll be like, all right, let's go through your list. We're just gonna go through
Yeah.
the first 50 off the
Go too
dribble.
shit.
fast.
We
Go
I
me
mean,
and
too
her
fast.
got
I'm telling
me
you.
and
I
her
don't
at
want to
least got
go fast.
1,000 mutual friends.
right. It'd be
I'm
two
not. I
bitches
don't
sitting on
even
the
have
sink.
that many.
Out of the first 3 people, it'd be 2 bitches sitting on the sink, one girl with a lime green wig on. You know what I'm saying? 4 kids, one of them Puerto Rican, one of them black. Like, stop playing the game. We know what time it is. Y'all be playing. That's why, LeVar, when you ask them
I'm trying to
direct
tell
questions,
y'all. That's not
Okay,
true.
we don't
y'all
got.
be
I'm
So
looking
check
right
this
now.
out.
So
You can
we
have
only
That's
got
not
71
true.
mutual friends.
so
Right.
check this out. I'm gonna use
Wait,
Phoebe's friends
wait.
the number.
How many
Hold
friends do I have? How many friends is it telling you that I have,
You got
Jamal?
990 friends, and me and you got 71 mutual friends.
All right,
Okay,
so
so
hold on,
And
hold on.
I know every.
Let's take her to
Every
900.
all 71 of them
Hold
motherfuckers
on.
single.
Hold on. Let me tell you how my mind
ain't
works and the
all
math
of
be
them
mathing for
out.
me, right? Phoebe says she got about roughly 900 friends, right? Half of them married. All right, that's 450. All right. Now, the way my mind works, okay, there's happily married and there's unhappily married.
there you go.
Okay.
Now you're going into details that I don't know
Anybody
about.
that takes statistics, it's like, okay, you can break this
There you
down
go
even
with the
more. And
context.
I like social media posts because I see people I'm not even friends with replying some stupid ass shit. I'm like, okay, this how motherfuckers really think.
Right, right.
No,
So
people
I
You
don't
just
don't
even
know
have
do
to
what's
know
things.
these
happening or
people.
not.
Y'all
It's how
have
you
y'all have to
respond.
realize y'all have to realize too. A lot of people do stuff for clickbait, like just as these clips and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You have to. Social media is just it's a virtual world. Some people just want to be a alter ego on the internet and want to say
Yeah.
a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah, I
So,
didn't say
Sonny,
it.
I'm glad you brought that up because you know how many times, and Jamal and Phoebe know they Facebook friends with me and shit. I post a lot of stupid shit just to get laughs, right? You know how many motherfuckers think I'm dead ass serious with my fucking post? But then I see a girl with her ass out, I
That's
can't look at
sad.
her as a hoe. Which one?
Right.
You can't.
That is
What's
so
wrong with
sad. That is so
Okay, now
sad.
that's
Damn, Levon,
different.
your friend too.
Huh?
Huh.
That's
Oh, I'm
different.
sorry,
What's
Vita.
your Facebook
I'm
friend?
sorry, Vita. I'm sorry, Vita. But y'all know I post a lot of stupid shit, though. But I'm just saying, people think that's really how I think. And I'm
Right.
like, sometimes I be doing that shit just to be funny. But motherfuckers think this is the way I think. Oh, he hate women. I don't hate women. We got a lot more in common than y'all want to admit. It's
That's
just
a
in a
fact.
different aspect.
Yeah.
But y'all take it
Yeah.
seriously. But if every other post she got her ass out, I can't look at her as a whole. I gotta look at her as a nice person.
Right. Hell no. I'm not doing that shit. Fuck that.
Thank
Hey,
you.
look, I put it like
So
this.
the rules apply to us, but it can't apply to them.
Hey Mac, hey
outta here.
LeVar, hey, if me, you, and Mac took an anonymous poll of 20 questions about a woman, 17 of them answers gonna match. And if they took a poll
I
about what
think
they
all
want from a
20 of
man,
them.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But then they just be so hell bent on
And the
being
common
unique.
denominator is all three of us hate women.
Yeah, right. At the end of the goddamn day.
Hold on. Hold on. And this is what I say about the differences to it. A woman can get on here. We just seen this over the past couple years. A woman can get on social media and detail her ideal nigga to the T. Get your man, sis. It's good you have status. Let a nigga do that shit. Man, we gonna get drugged. Like, if we don't fit the mold, we don't fit the mold. We ain't gonna sit here and tear you down. A nigga would get emasculated and disrespected for having a fucking preference.
Yeah. I do it all the time. I get it all the time,
Levon, you
cuz.
silly. Levon say I can't look at her like a hoe. I gotta look at her like a nice person.
Yeah, like a regular. You ain't no
that's what
regular.
T-Bone.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a whole clip about that. I be like, women be doing this shit and then be like, you just walk around like you a regular person. Like you is a whore. That's not regular, bitch. That ain't what you're supposed to do.
Y'all is
Yeah.
silly.
I'm telling you.
It'd be weird shit. See, sometimes y'all be so complex, y'all confuse yourselves though. For real
Facts.
though.
Right.
I was down in Dallas on vacation. Mother was like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. But to link up with you, I gotta talk to you like I'm trying to have a relationship with you.
Right.
Pick a struggle, bitch. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, nah.
You gotta come up
You
with a
stay
bunch
in
of
Baltimore, I'm
good
in Chicago.
lies.
I ain't got time for no long. Let's just get this shit over with. We ain't gotta make this shit hard.
Exactly.
No, females want them good lies, baby. They want
Man,
they want
I
you
ain't
to
got
feel that
time for that.
ego.
Nah, I can't remember the lie I told last week. I ain't got time for that shit.
Don't tell no lie. Don't tell no damn lie.
You
You don't
want
want
me
to
to
hear
keep
a
it
lie.
100?
If
All
I
right.
don't tell a lie, I ain't gonna get
Don't
to hear
tell a
that.
lie.
So what you want me to do?
You don't lie. You don't.
If men kept it
Don't know
100, we would just walk up to you and be like, hey, look, I want your monkey. You look nice. I don't really care what your name is. Your future, who cares? Let's do this and let's get it moving. And guess what? I'm gonna pay for these drinks. We're gonna have a good night. But at the end, I need you naked, spread eagle. What you gonna
And
say
a
to that?
response,
Would
a
no nigga get
responsible
no
hoe.
ass?
A
What you gonna say to that,
That's a
responsible
Sonny?
lie.
hoe.
No, that's not quite true.
You
Because
gonna
Man,
sometimes
you
that's
come at a
you
girl
Phoebe.
like that,
no, because
man.
you
sometimes that's just what women want. Sometimes that's what women want.
Guess
so you
what?
gonna
See,
let
and
That shit
I
Yeah,
said this
y'all
on Maul's show
absolutely want it,
I
but
said this shit
you
on
know what?
Maul's show a month ago. I said a woman, if she not in the mood, she could tell a man, no, we gotta eat that shit. Let a man be work 12 hours and he dog tired. He tell y'all know the sex. Y'all gonna act like the world ended. There ain't no man supposed to say no.
You know
No,
what? I want to comment on what Phoebe said because
Uh,
she told me, I said, "Da, da, 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 da." If we do what Red Pill just said, right, and say those exact words, she said that, oh, we might want it too. You absolutely want it too. But one thing I know about a hoe is she don't want to get treated like one. She
facts.
want to still get treated with respect. Okay, so you're not just gonna go up to no girl and tell her I want to fuck and think it's finna happen. You will
Right.
have a motherfucking 0% rate. It's
hey
not
you
Jamal,
happening.
might catch a case.
Jamal, real pill. Remember that old school? You remember the old school
no.
movie Mortal Kombat 2 when
Yeah.
he ran into Night Wolf And what he told Luke Kane, he said, you got to embrace your animality. Sometimes it's okay to embrace your humanity. It's okay.
It's not gonna
Everybody got
happen.
left out in them. It's okay to embrace that. It don't make you no better, no worse of a person.
But
Right.
that's not the problem, though. They okay with doing this shit. They just want to get treated with some level of
Right.
respect. You
Right.
can't just treat no hoe like a hoe unless you paying her. If
Yeah.
it's a transaction with
Yeah.
money, then you can treat her how you want to. But when you
Right.
getting free ass, you got to be respected.
But see,
Yeah.
MacMaal, it's indirect sales. See, it's all for sale.
Yeah.
Direct sales is here's 500. Indirect sales is let's go eat. It's all the same shit. They just
Pretty
want
much.
to. They don't want to feel unappreciated.
Yeah.
None.
That's all it is. I
I mean,
appreciate you. I
Hey, I'm
love.
gonna ask. Hey, I'm gonna ask. So I see somebody put on post that 21% of women, 20% of sugar daddies don't fuck the people they tricking off on.
Yeah.
I said, so you basically saying 79% of women selling pussy then, huh? And they
They
get offensive to me. Don't get mad at me because I can count. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah, yeah. You wrong, nigga. What's wrong with you? Over there
Hey,
counting the
but
shit.
I
man,
didn't put the
hey,
post out there. I responded to it. I had
hey,
another I had
that
questions.
face Vita making taking me out right now.
We gonna make
I be real about my I said, I'm like, man, you say some shit that line up where I can kind of be a little asshole, I am definitely gonna take it. I'm gonna Sammy Sosa that bitch. I'm gonna do the hop and everything.
he just
And give
lined
you
it
two
up.
kisses on the deuces.
Don't give me no leverage on the conversation. I'm about to get done.
It's all good, man. So how y'all feel about tonight, man? We gonna cut it off right here, man. We about almost 2 hours in. You know, I want to say I appreciate all y'all. It's always a treat when real players meet,
You
man.
dig?
So I want y'all right now to give out y'all social media where they can find y'all. You know, whatever things y'all want to promote. Let's do it. Starting
Okay,
off
wait.
with
Before everybody do that, I got one last question for Jamal.
go ahead.
Jamal, when you said women run the world, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask that you define that, and I'm gonna ask that you substantiate that with examples, and I'm gonna ask how is society supportive of that openly, publicly, because we know that that's not no like message that's getting put in women's head. So I'm just trying to see where you was coming from with that, please.
Okay. Okay, we
Oh,
could just look at the provision and the protection of women. Also, we can look at the dictatorship that women have on men lives, right? The modern man that we are dealing with today, the ones that y'all claimed ain't like traditional men and all that, women shape these men. Y'all made these men, right? And I want to say it like this. When a man get a haircut, he get a haircut for a woman. When he buy clothes for a woman. When he get a nice house, he want to bring a nice bitch to it. When he buy a nice car, he doing it so the bitches can be attracted to him. So right then and there, when he come outside the house, everything he doing is to attract a woman. Then on top of that, we have these laws. Everything is to protect women. Everything we do. Men put in place laws to protect women. There's a reason why there's a double standard with things that come along with being a woman and being a man. Men can't get on Section 8. Women can. Not saying men can't, but typically it's a woman who's getting public housing, Section 8, link cards. They get help. Men don't get that. If a man catches a flat tire, there's gonna be some random man gonna jump out his fucking car to fix your tire. It's just women. Everything that this world is built on is based around women. Even like I said, the modern man. When I was coming up, we didn't get shiny fingernails and shit. Y'all women told men that it was okay for your hygiene to clean your feet and nails, and now you got niggas with shiny toes and shiny fingernails. Then on top of that, you got women saying, "Oh, it's okay. You can wear tight clothes. That's swag." And now you got niggas with swag with tight clothes, purses on and shit. Goddamn it, color tip dreads and shit. You know, all this kind of shit. They doing this and they doing it because women are saying this is what they like.
Right.
And
If
Jamal,
you
can I
go,
can I
if you go, if you go right now, dressed like we used to dress when I was in my 20s. You approach a woman right now today with that attire on, she gonna look at you like you one, a goofy, or two, you must have just got out of jail because you don't know how to dress.
Right.
Right. Hey
I'ma
Jamal,
just be 100.
can I add
Definitely
on?
goofy with them big
Can I
ass
add on to
clothes
you,
on.
Jamal? Like even on a regular blue collar scale with a man and a woman in a relationship, if a man comes where he's stuck between making the decision between two things, he will lean on his woman, even though he has the final say so. And normally, when she's good to him and puts him first and has his good intentions or they good intentions in mind, whatever she says, he takes that and that's the final decision, and he's in lockstep with it. So it's very influential on that end. That's number one. Number two, I'm gonna say a CEO with most of these business deals. If you notice, most CEOs that close mergers and business deals have a sexy ass arm piece that sway that decision, that help that deal get made. You know
Facts.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's another part. And number three, if you go on social media, it's six of us on here right now. We all do some kind of GoFundMe for some bullshit, but it sounds serious. I guarantee you, you three ladies will get a whole lot more money than us niggas will.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, even with the OnlyFans, there's women out here making 10 million a month off fucking OnlyFans for showing their ass. A man can't
Yeah,
make that shit.
Right.
And
but
so
yeah, but yeah,
So
Yeah.
it's like the world is pretty much based around women with a little bit of misogyny mixed in it because men still have to be men to run the world properly. But at the same time, the infrastructure that men put in place is to ultimately protect women. It's
hmm
just a lot of women these days step outside of their women femininity and they want to act like
hmm
men, but the basic infrastructure is to basically protect women. Only the feminist movement
right.
uh make women go outside of that covenant of protection. I
And,
honestly,
and Jamal, I always ask people because when I say trendy words, right? And for a while there, being a misogynist or misogyny is a trendy word. Does anybody know what the opposite of being misogynistic is?
Misandry.
Man,
All right, a lot of people don't know that, but don't you think the world promotes more misandry than misogyny these days, and that's
Hell
where that's the
yeah.
problem?
Hell yeah, they
Okay.
do.
but okay, so let me ask the last question because y'all answered the first two. The last thing is, how is this message that y'all saying that Jamal said when women were in the world, how is that message promoted? Because y'all know that that's really not promoted.
Well,
It's
the
not.
it's
It's
problem
not.
not
is
It's not
promoted
promoted.
it's
It's
because
not
It's
exemplified.
more
it's
of
It's
an
shown.
understanding. It's
it's
more
in
like an understanding from what y'all saying. It's not a public promote. Like it's not
yeah, it's
just
No, it's not
indirectly.
promoted.
because
It's shown.
It's
women
And
are
real
indirectly
time
promoted.
results.
incentivized. Women are incentivized these days to leave men. The infrastructure of a family is not promoted no more.
Right, right,
And women don't understand. This is why in the Bible it said that God said it wasn't good for man to be alone. So he
exactly.
made a woman. He didn't
Right,
make a man. He made a fucking woman.
right,
Because he knew that you can be the best you can be once you find the right woman to be by your side.
right,
You are his power.
right.
And this is
And
why you see most, and I want to go as far as saying 99% of all powerful men have a wife. Think
facts.
about
hmm
this shit.
That's real. And
Yeah.
you know what it is too. When you keep women single, they spend money. They purchase their pain. They purchase the remedy for their pain, and
And
that's
not on
from
that's absolutely right. And not only
yeah,
that, ever since we let women think for themselves, they've been fucking up. When we had control over women, shit was moving right. Families was in infrastructure. We was having kids. We was sticking together. As soon as the
yeah.
feminist movement
See,
came and women would start able to do what the fuck they want to do and think how they want to think and move how they want to move, society has been fucked up.
the first
Now,
day
eh,
they did feminism, 20 women got pregnant out of wedlock. Immediately, it was like 30 seconds later. As soon as they implemented the laws, they got pregnant by people they didn't know. That whore gene popped out. At least when they had some moral, you know what I'm saying, when they had moral compass and they had some guidance, they wasn't just fucking everybody. That's why 80% of the hood is populated by 16% of the men because we have given you freedom to choose and you choose losers because you like what you see and you like what you hear. That's why when we walk up to you and say, just give me that. Just,
hold on, Red Pill. When you say the law changed, what law?
You know what I'm saying? When they implemented feminism. I mean, I was joking. I was being a little bit facetious, but I'm saying like once y'all got y'all's mental freedom and got to explore different ways, y'all started fucking up immediately. Like bro said, he said it didn't take 20 minutes.
So red pill. What I'm gonna take it more economically.
Let's do
Women in general account for $8 trillion in terms of consumer sales. That's a lot of fucking money. That's a huge pie. Now, when you look at the promotions, say Mother's Day advertisement versus Father's Day, because dads and men, we're not gonna spend on any and everything to that degree. So they cater more towards the women. And so now, if in a marriage where the man is going to sit here and kind of have the final say so on finances, that's not good for economics. Right. So what's the next best thing? Let's keep these women single, because if we keep them single, we can add to our bottom line in terms of the money we make economically and in customer sales.
Facts.
And so they have a motive of keeping women single and keeping us divided just from a financial standpoint, an economic standpoint.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
okay, so go ahead, Red Pill. I was gonna wrap up, but go ahead, Red Pill. I want to hear this.
No, you cool. It's structure. And a lot of women don't like structure. And that's the main thing. Once you give somebody like, a little bit of, you give them a little rope, you know what I mean? They like, oh shit, well, I can go here. They just take it. And that's the only problem. Once a man lays a foundation and they start surrounding themselves with people that's going to disrupt that foundation, they get drawn away from it. And then they start embodying all these bad habits and going against the man that actually love him, that's going to take care of him. Because not only should he take care of me, but he should also accept my bad behavior. When I want to run the streets, you're supposed to trust me. No, that ain't how this go. You want your cake, you want to eat it too? Cool. Guess what? Do it on your own. But now the man wins, because now you in the mall every week. You're getting your hair done. Niggas don't even like wigs and nails, and y'all just do it religiously. Don't nobody give a fuck about that shit. You'll buy a waist trainer for you buy a damn a gym membership. And that's crazy.
And this is the reason why it's made with God over man, man over woman, woman over children.
Facts.
Because women are incapable of leading themselves. They just aren't. Every time a woman leads herself, she leads herself into destruction. Every time. It's not one woman on the earth that led herself into greatness. It's always been under a man. Because y'all are not, and don't take this as a bad thing, because I'm not saying that y'all slow or y'all incapable of doing certain things. What I'm saying is the natural order for a woman to be successful is to get up under a man to take her to the promised land. Thanks. This is the natural order of God. And the thing about it is the women of today have they have separated from this mindset, and they think they can do it on their own. And I mean, we can just look at the women before you. Look at all these famous older women. They got money, they look better than y'all, and they ain't got no fucking man. Ask yourself. So you're behind them trying to get what they got, but you really see they ain't got shit. All they got is fame and money. They don't have a husband. The ultimate goal is to find a man, get married, have a husband, have a family, because that's what matters in life, your legacy. But what women do is they pick themselves over family, and they say, you know what? I'm gonna chase my dreams. I'm gonna be a bad bitch. I'm gonna be an independent bitch. That's fine. You can get your money, but you still have to understand, baby, without a man, you are incomplete. And vice versa. A man, we can do all kinds of great things without a woman, but we still need women. You still need a wife. Facts. You need a wife. And I don't advocate for a man to be single. I advocate for every man to find him a wife and every woman to find her a husband, because without that union, you really don't have shit.
I got a question, ladies. How much it costs to get a BBL these days? Not saying that y'all that, but from what y'all hear, how much it costs? What's the price range of a BBL these days?
10,000.
I'm about to look it up, Ken.
10,000.
10,000. I said a price range.
Oh, 10 to 20.
Eight to 10,000.
8 to
And that's just
16. 8 to 16,000 right
eight
there.
to sixteen
What
thousand.
is
Okay.
16? Where y'all get 16 from? What the fuck cost
No,
16?
that's just a generalized Google how much it costs. 8,000 to 16,000. Okay.
To
We
do
got a
what?
number on BBL, and that's just to get attention and look good. True or false? And possibly just help your self esteem, right?
Nah, LeVar did it for me. That's what they're gonna
Okay.
say.
And
That's
that,
what
But
they're
but
gonna
but
say.
Okay, they did it for them. Okay, so we'll go with that lie. But anyway, I'm gonna. This is where we talk about the decision making. If you want to feel better, you talk to a damn therapist. If you want to look better, go to the damn gym. Planet Fitness, $10 a month. My insurance plan, I can talk to my therapist for $15 per session. That's $30 a month. 30
That's cheap.
times 12 is about
About,
360.
yeah.
All right. 10 times 12 at the gym membership, that's $120,
$120.
$144. You know what I'm
120.
saying? Not 144
Yeah,
throughout the year.
for
I'm talking
sure.
about throughout the year.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would rather pay for a BBL just to look good and get attention than to get the gym membership and go to therapy for under $1,000 to fix all that shit.
It's harder to do. That's why.
One requires working. One side requires a lot of work and effort, and the other one does. It is gonna cause you probably 6 weeks of recovery time.
what a lot of
nah,
these
them BBLs could be them BBL. People die from that. That's a real serious stuff. I'm in
And
healthcare.
that's another
That's a
dynamic. You
real
rather
serious
die to
stuff.
get a BBL, and like you said with the first topic, show out for the gram and shit, than to do the other shit, do the actual work to make yourself feel good and look good.
But you know what, Va? I gotta say this though, right? Because there are a few exceptions that I'll
Yeah.
understand with a woman that gets a BBL, right? For
Uh huh.
one, if your motherfucking ass is flat as a pancake, I get it. And number two, you know there are women in the world that just built bad. They just built fucked up. Okay? If you
I
built
seen a lot
fucked
of them
up,
this
I get
weekend.
it. But if you a woman that just gained a few pounds, you
Yeah.
know, some shit like that, just go to the gym. I don't respect women that are already decent that cheat. But like I said, if you ain't like, and I don't mean because women think flat asses is just little booties. Little booties matter.
They do.
It's just them flat asses that don't matter. When
Yeah.
your shit, when
Hey,
you look the
Matt.
same from the front and the back, something wrong.
Matt. That's God, man. They got some. They got something on the interior, man. Don't do that, man.
Right.
Oh,
You know
I
what?
get it, but what I'm saying is, if you look like an ironing board standing both ways, then I get it.
That monkey wet though.
Fatback Becky get it too, so it don't even matter.
But you know what? I look at those women that get those things as automatically two red flags, because if you want to take the quick and easy way out and not put in any work, I can't expect you to do the same thing when it comes to a stable, healthy relationship, because you're gonna go through some shit.
That's
You know
crazy.
what I'm saying?
I see
And
where
it's
you're coming from.
Yeah.
but if you
I
put
get it.
that effort in, if you put that, because here's the thing, there's motherfuckers that go get these BBLs and don't change up their diet, and they shit blow right back up or fall off or whatever. And now they trying to get that shit every few years and shit. When you go to the gym and you start going to therapy, guess what you're gonna start doing? You like, you know what? You're gonna see the results. You're gonna be like, damn, okay, I'm gonna change up my diet to start looking better. When you
Yep.
change up your diet and you working out, now you're gonna feel better. You're gonna feel a lot healthier. And then guess what? You going to therapy and all this shit. Now you're gonna feel better. You're gonna feel like a top bitch, even though you ain't got it like these celebrities out here. You know what I'm saying?
You
And
just feel
then
better when you get it out the mud anyway.
exactly, and then you ain't gonna have a big
Facts.
head about it because you know the amount of work you to put in to get to that point.
Right.
So shitting on people, you're gonna be a little bit more empathetic. That's why I said it's a domino effect. All you got to, it's hard as fuck. It's easier said than done. You put
So
in
is
that
the
work though,
is
the
the
result is gonna reward themselves.
is the feeling still the same with some of the women, some of the ones that do the workout plan and stuff? They got the excess fat, so they have to get the excess fat cut off too. I mean, you still have to undergo some type of surgery.
Yeah,
That
you know, but that's after the efforts put in, and we reward that. But like I say,
Yeah.
I had a picture. I had a picture of this girl, and she lost. She was 155. Well, she was 205. She went down to 155. My homie, because he loved to save him, he gonna say, what if she smoked dope? I said, well, fuck it, smoke dope and then eat healthy when you get to 155. Stay there.
Right.
Get the
Hey,
Mhm.
job done.
the humblest 83. My bad. I didn't have my comments on, man. I'm sorry. I didn't see none of y'all comments, but we're gonna start reacting to y'all
My,
comments.
my
I didn't even
but
have them on. I'm locked in the conversation, so that's my
that's
bad.
about how my
hey,
12
hey,
Pro Tools or
hey,
whatever they
Mac.
call.
Hey Mac, next week, if you don't got the comments on, I always watch it on the phone too, so
Me
I'll pay
too.
attention and then I'll
Yeah,
say
I got it right here on my computer. I just turned it on and I just saw it now because I didn't even have them on. But that's my bad. But next Monday, I'm definitely be engaging with the comments in the audience. So that's
facts,
my bad. I'll take that L on that one, man. I appreciate y'all for supporting.
facts.
So to
Yeah.
before we wrap it up, y'all saying that this message that women so-called rule the world in the ways that y'all said is more indirect than directly said.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's I just want to make sure I
Proven
hit. All right.
that was proven through
Okay.
Hillary Clinton running for president and
Kamala.
Kamala Harris.
No way.
So
We
hold on,
don't need
ladies.
that shit.
That
Ladies,
was
sometimes ladies need to have the attention and be front and center, but true power lies behind the crown.
That's real. That's
No,
real.
I'm just saying a message, the message, because like from what Jamal said when he said women rule the world, if women heard more of that, because I say the biggest message women got from that on Modern Times was Beyonce, girls we run the world, girls run the world. That was it. And then when the other girl dropped, but girls is players too. That's like the most in music that you will hear that, but that just echo chamber what is not there for women to be like, oh my God, we won the world. Let us
Right.
govern ourselves in that way.
But Vita,
Because
if
y'all
you
take it the
hold on,
wrong way.
let me say this real quick, big bro.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
If you embrace that ideology, you would have to take accountability and responsibility, and you don't want to do that. So you, even though you know it in your
Facts.
brain, y'all know y'all run it. Y'all know boy, y'all done got some dudes to do some strange things for a piece of change. Y'all know y'all done did that, and y'all understand the power y'all got. But if y'all embraced it, then it would come with backlash, and y'all know that.
So, hold on, ladies. I got a question for you. Kind of question: who is more influential, Beyonce or Michelle Obama?
Beyonce.
The beehive, good.
unfortunately
Right.
I mean, what
because
is
Michelle
Beyonce
Obama,
really a bad example? I mean, she
but that
married, she got a husband, she stuck through him through the cheating.
No, 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 no. I said who's more influential?
influential.
We said
Unfortunately,
Beyonce.
it is Beyonce because it's more people lined up ready to go to her concert and do stuff. I mean, spend that money to be there at her concert than to watch Michelle Obama's podcast that she have out and
Facts.
where
Right.
she
You got a
be interviewing.
podcast?
Hey,
She
yeah,
got a
she got
podcast,
See, they
but
didn't
here's
even
the
know that
thing.
shit.
But
Hey,
here's the
let
thing.
me comment
Hey,
on this real fast.
Go ahead.
Robin was supposed to be in here, man, but she had a smaller issue, so she couldn't make it. But we'll be back next week with Robin on the set. Y'all go
You
ahead.
can't add her in for 10 minutes.
She ain't came in, so she must still be handling whatever she had to take
Well,
care of.
I did ask that question because I would say Michelle is more influential because she talks more real stuff. Now we're raising influential because she's. If you ever listen to her podcast or even when she was first lady, she was really advocating for women to be women. Okay, and saying that you got to work towards a marriage. It's not going to always be easy, such and such and such.
Oh yeah.
Beyonce sent mixed messages. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, she's more front and center and she can stand alone, but Michelle can stand alone too. I would say if Michelle run for president right now, she'll get that motherfucker.
yeah, but she a five in
I
the
don't think
face.
be
It
I don't
don't.
think
It's
be
different.
I don't think Beyonce giving that the wrong message. I think she's an entertainer and she's saying what the fuck people want to hear. She's selling
Right,
records.
Yeah, yeah.
right.
She like the way we look at Michelle Obama, we hold her to a higher standard than Beyonce. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Beyonce can
right.
Facts.
fuck off a lot more. You know,
And then you
Like
asked who's more influential, not who's doing, what right.
Yeah, you
I
ain't got
mean, but
them.
they both married women and they both successful and they both. I mean,
No,
the only
respected.
thing is we look at them two as two different women. So it like this: if we saw Michelle Obama in a short dress and a two piece, we'd be like, "What the fuck?"
You right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
Beyonce had it on, we'll understand.
Yeah, we just get it.
But
Yeah.
you're talking about them being influential in the message that they're putting out. Like everything started going on with Trump, and then Beyonce got on the award show and announced another tour. Like, who's putting out the right message? And that's what Vita was saying earlier with the music that they promote. Like, yeah, you promoting all of that in your music to sell records and do stuff, but you don't care about nothing that's going on. It's like they silence them.
Right. Well, but
And
see,
then
Michelle Obama got a whole podcast where she'll sit down with a ratchet woman and won't check her. She'll just
right.
let her speak.
Because
Like, come on.
they play that women empowerment shit. That's
Yeah,
why.
the sisterhood is real. I know y'all.
They don't know she
The
fucking up and they'll still co-sign that shit.
look,
Not
Mac
me.
and
I
Lavar.
made
Hey,
one friend.
if you had the Al Qaeda, if you had the Black Panthers, if you had the Ku Klux Klan versus the sisterhood, who gonna win? Who y'all think gonna win?
That shit, you know that. What you mean? When what?
Yeah, who gonna win the war? Who is more dedicated to they message?
Al Qaeda.
I'm going
I was gonna
sisterhood.
say, nah, we ain't ready for that. That's apples to oranges. You can't compare like that.
That's
Hold on. Them motherfuckers from Al Qaeda blow them damn selves up for the cause. So I'm like, anybody who
well,
blow them damn
Right.
selves up, I can't. You can't win
but
that fight.
You can't fuck with
Lavar
them.
though. But what you sleeping on is a woman who say that she can raise a son or a daughter by herself. That's the same mission. It's all destruction, my nigga.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying you gotta look at it deeper than that. You know,
You
I
right. You
mean,
right about that. You right about that.
yeah,
Yeah,
You right
he's
yeah.
about
definitely
that.
right about that. Because I'm chaining a man to the water tank in the basement. He gonna take care
Hold
of these
on.
kids.
See,
And that's
Sonny
another double
dangerous, man.
standard. The same things that y'all ask and require from dating them for a nigga to date you, you would not promote your son to do the same shit to another girl he like.
Telling you.
I mean, that's the same difference from a man teaching a boy how to be a man. Like,
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No,
yes, it
not
definitely is.
if
Yes,
I
it
have
is.
my
Y'all
daughter, I'm
can't
gonna say,
have
look,
y'all
these are the
boys
intrinsic
teaching their
shit you
side
look
pussy.
for,
You
not
can.
about this and that. And then and when we had that talk about when it's time, I'm like, look, I ain't gonna be able to stop it. I ain't gonna be able to control it. Okay, you're gonna have to be the one to live with that decision.
Right.
Okay, and whatever responsibility come from that, you're gonna have to own that.
Right.
Us as dads, we think too differently, between dads and women. Like women, if you teach your kids how to drive, you want the roads freshly paved. You want it to be a beautiful sunny day. You want the car to operate at the best of the best, everything, right?
As it should
Men,
be.
we gonna sit here and teach you how to work the car. We're like, all right, when you go down this way, watch out. They got these little speed cameras. You go a little bit further down, you got the little police officer sitting there. You go up and down Madison, it's a whole lot of fucking potholes. You don't want to be
Right.
speeding up. We gonna give you we gonna try to
Right.
give you every little speed bump and obstacle in life to prepare you for life.
Right.
Because
Right.
it's not gonna be ideal.
Exactly. And look, LeVar, if you ask a woman that's a stripper that got kids, you gonna say, and you say, hey, would you suggest your son date somebody like your mama? Because she's a stripper. You know what she gonna say? Well, if she love him and she care about him, she gonna say some bullshit. But then if you sell dope and your daughter say, hey, Pops, should I date this dude? He sell dope just like you. Hell no. What the
Hell
hell
no, that's
wrong with you?
competition.
But women will embody that shit, like, because it's them. When they be full of shit, they'll tell their daughter to be bullshitting with them.
Mm-hmm.
That's somebody who don't want to take accountability and know what they're doing is wrong.
Happens all
At
the
the
time.
at the end of the day.
That's the
Happens all
real
the time.
generational curse right there.
Right there. Shit, if I sell dope, I'm gonna tell my son, I'll beat you, boy. I'll kick you.
Yeah,
I'll make you change your last name.
man. Hey, look,
But you will
we
say
damn near
that.
treat our sons that go down the same path. We'll damn near treat them like a nigga in the street to let you know,
You hear
look,
me?
this not the life
You
you
will
want,
say
bro.
that.
Facts.
You will say that rather than lead by example, as we all should.
Well, this is hypothetical. I wouldn't sell dope, but but I'm just giving you like women will strip and have kids and tell their daughter, well, if it's long as you're doing it for money. I'm like, when you hear, I heard women say, well, as long as she get into the bag, I ain't really tripping. I'm like, that's why that nigga left you
That's
Mm-hmm.
fucked up.
right there, because your brain is warped. I'm sorry.
I mean, I mean, what is my judgment on them gonna have? I mean, for the kids, I get that preaching to your kids, but preaching to another woman about what they're doing with their life. I mean,
See, you not holding them accountable, and that's why they do this dumb shit. You need to be like, you's a stupid bitch. If you say that to enough of these women, some of them will be like, damn, you know what? I done heard it 80 times. But y'all hear women say, nah, it's okay, girl, do you. It's not for me, but I'm not mad at you for doing it. If I know a nigga out here just being a bully and doing all kind of crazy shit in the community, I'm not gonna be like, well, that's him. I'm gonna be like, bro,
Right.
cut that shit out,
We
nigga.
gonna talk to our homies. We gonna talk to our nephews, our sons and shit. Women, y'all
Facts.
be the worst with holding them up. Y'all be the worst with holding other women accountable. I just
we're
came from
not.
Dallas. I seen a lot of fucking big backs. I said y'all friends and family don't love y'all at all because you
We're
fucking
not
400
saying
pounds trying to
that
wear a two-piece. Somebody should be beating your ass, telling you, look, that shit don't look right.
At all.
not beating their ass. You ain't finna go out here on the block and beat none of these young nigga ass, telling them what they doing ain't right.
I'm gonna tell them though. I ain't gonna beat them up,
You
but I'm
can
gonna
tell
tell
them we
them.
ain't gonna whoop their ass. We ain't gonna do nothing. Now if they go there,
Yeah, I'm not
Y'all not
gonna.
finna do that. Oh
Nah, but
y'all. Yeah. So
hey,
no, let's not hold
Well,
each other
LeBron, but
accountable.
this go back to what I was telling you. All women and all men, I know that's why I say when y'all say all, y'all gotta say some or some women or most women or whatever, because we all not created equal. And that's what I say to you about this too, is that like if that's around me, I'm gonna be like, come on, boo, nah. Like, let's not do that. Let's wear something else. Or come on, let's do something to compliment you. Or what look are you going for? Are you going for sleazy? What you trying to do? Like, so I get like keeping women accountable, but you got to know that differs greatly because she has to come from like an environment of that. Like her mama, them had to keep her accountable. So if she didn't come from that environment, she's not gonna feel like it's in the best interest to keep nobody else accountable because it's like let me man my business because you know what I'm saying, it's not me, it's not this, it's not that. But that's why but I would say something like I would keep them accountable. I would say like I'm literally why I'm in coaching. Like, come on, boo, come on, we got to think a certain way. But some women will get mad at you or be like, "Oh, you fucking hating" or whatever, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I ain't gonna say nothing else. So that'd be a reason too. That's why I say you just gotta like pick your battles. But all us
but
ain't created equal. It's some of
but
us
you know
that
what's
think
like a
one way.
lot. See, when they like in the last video, small show, when that lady she had the little slick crash out moment. What happens with most people is you have that fantasy delusion that's in your head of how you think things should go, and then reality. And they start meeting up and trying to align. And now you in real time
yeah,
figuring out what's in your head is not reality. And that's where people start crashing out. And this is where it comes off when people say, oh, you just a hater. No, it's like your life is showing you what's in your head is not reality, and it's a form of resistance.
facts. That's a
And
good point.
that's the thing. A lot of people, it's almost like a grieving stage, and the first sign of grieving is what? Denial. You can't believe it. You in shock.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Vita, if me and you have something where it took personally. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, she should be over this shit by now. But I can't tell him that's in my mind. In my mind, I got control of your emotions. But in reality, I don't. You have to grieve on your own timetable and process. You know what I'm saying? It's just little shit like that where people is like, okay, what's in your head and what's in real life don't match up. And that's what people start crashing out with because they ain't got that control.
Amazing. All right, well, we're gonna cut it off right here, man. You know, we've been on here for almost 2.5. I think we got some good conversations in, and I appreciate all y'all for tuning in and being a part of this nice panel.
You sound
Um,
bad.
to everybody watching, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit the sub, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all comment, and tune in to next week, man. Next Monday, we back on 7:30, man. I appreciate y'all. Peace.
Peace.
See y'all.
Yeah.